For Ben Davis, they have 111 yards against Penn last week. So passing, they don't pass a lot. They like to use Hogan, but without Hogan here, I think their passing game is going to come into play a little bit more this week.
But again, Tony Shelby is a quicker runner than Hogan, from what we understand, but he doesn't bang the middle quite as much. I think Carmel is going to be a little bit concerned if their defensive line and linebacker groups can stop Hogan. Again, they haven't faced that caliber of running back all season long, and this is Carmel's really their first huge test of the season. It's also in their last game. They're hoping to go into Lafayette Harrison, a winner here at Ben Davis, and this may give them some indication as to how good this Ben Davis team really is if they do play them in the playoffs.
And also in this game, the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference, which is a new one, Ben Davis and Carmel will be playing in. Both teams come in 2-0 conference records in the mix. Carmel is in the lead, but the winner tonight would be in the lead, followed by North Central, Warren Central, Lawrence North, and Center Grove. That's the new MIC conference, and this game will decide the winner of that conference. So another challenge for these two teams tonight, just besides the rivalry, which has been going on for 17 years. Carmel leads the series 10-7, though.
Although, also, Ben Davis has taken 5 of the last 6 meetings, so this should make things interesting.
The last meeting, Ben Davis won last year by a score of 15-10, so Carmel definitely looking for a win here for a lot of reasons.
As they're going to toss the coin here, we'll see who does go ahead and kick the ball off to start this game. We're just about 20 seconds away now from the start of the game. Carmel, of course, has dressed everyone, has got a huge team. We're somewhere around the number of 120 players. Ben Davis isn't quite that big, but they're bringing quite a bit. Ben Davis is in their white away uniforms with purple pants, and they have purple helmets. Carmel, of course, in their blue uniforms, yellow pants and yellow helmets with the Greyhound across it.
Carmel won the toss. They deferred. Ben Davis elected to receive. So we'll see Ben Davis on offense and see how Shelby can do in the absence of Hogan.
So with Tony Shelby running now, it looks like it's going to more of the tackling load's going to fall on Mike Wagner and Billy Brown's shoulders. Does like to run off tackle quite a bit, not so much in between the guards as Hogan did, but we'll see if they stick with the game plan they've gone all year, which is pounding the ball up the middle, or they decide to change it up a little bit with the absence of Hogan.
Hogan, a lot like Shannon Polk. Shannon Polk, a quick back with a lot of moves, where Shelby is also a quick back with a lot of moves. Shelby averaging 6 yards per carry, Shannon Polk averaging 7, so both backs very similar. Shelby not seeing the time that Shannon Polk has, only carrying the ball 37 times, but definitely a capable back to come in and fill the shoes of Hogan for Ben Davis.
Also another little interesting note, Shannon Polk is only 160 yards, but I say only 160. He's racked up huge numbers all season long. 106 yards away from reaching the 1,000 yards mark this season. And Polk only a junior, so we'll have a whole other season of him.
And the playoffs this year.
So this is almost like a playoff game, because hopefully Carmel will face Ben Davis and they can pick up a lot of their tendencies. But again, it's kind of disappointing we're not going to be able to see Dwayne Hogan tonight.
Ben Davis with a big offensive line. They're averaging 245 pounds in weight. In Carmel's defensive line, their TNTs average 225, so not a whole lot of difference, but there is 20 pounds difference. It'll be interesting to see how the line plays with Carmel against this big Ben Davis offensive line.
Carmel's offensive line is not the biggest offensive line we've seen all year long, but their technique is so good and their form is good. And Shannon Polk and Jeff Willing running out of that eye, they've really dominated the ground.
And technique as well as strength can definitely compensate for just overall size.
So then receiver now on the field, he's about ready to kick this rivalry off. As Ben Davis Ben Davis has 3 men back deep. The kickoff from receiver, it's the low one right down the middle, landed at the 15. It's going to roll to one of the up backs. He takes it up to the 25. He got the ring around the 35-40. And he's knocked down at the 50-yard line. A shoestring tackle. Nobody was in front of him. Somebody caught him from behind. On the tackle was Matt Armington.
Matt Armington with the touchdown-saving dive from behind to stop the return of Ben Davis. And that's something you don't like to see right away. That could have been a big one for Ben Davis to make the first strike.
Well, Charles Avant on that 40-yard scamper. They're going to mark that ball at the 49-yard line of the Greyhounds. So Ben Davis has excellent field position. Darren Phillips come to the line of scrimmage with 4 wideouts now, and Tony Shelby, the only man in the backfield. Phillips takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks right. He's under heavy pressure, gets rid of the ball, dumps it off to his intended receiver, Darren Graham. Still behind the line of scrimmage, but he couldn't hang on to that ball. It was thrown over his head. So that'll bring up second down and 10.
There were 3 or 4 Carmel defenders in the backfield on that play. Maybe Ben Davis was trying to set up the screen, I'm not sure. But it looked like the ball was thrown short there.
So Darren Phillips huddles up again. Now comes the line of scrimmage with an I formation behind him. Tony Shelby and Edwards are in the backfield. 2 wideouts right side, another one left side. A lot of movement on the Carmel's defensive line. Hands the ball off to Edwards up the middle. Edwards moves the pile up to the 45 where he's knocked back to the 50 by Nick Olson, and finally mob tackled by, it looks like 10 Carmel defenders.
That's what you want to see from Carmel's defensive line. We mentioned a little bit of size difference. Stopping them originally and then getting everybody to the ball and gang tackling. It's a good job by Carmel, and we hope to see that all night long.
So they're going to mark the ball now just into Ben Davis's territory, bringing up third down and 11. As Ben Davis comes to the line of scrimmage in an I formation, tight end right side, split wideouts. Phillips takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks right, got a man out in the flat, decides to throw down the middle, and the ball's picked off at the 50, brought upfield to the 45. That was one of Carmel's linebackers, John Rowling, on that interception.
What an interception. Ben Davis' quarterback, Phillips, was pressured on the play, and he was forced to throw that pass over the middle. Carmel was an extra linebacker in there, and Phillips didn't account for him. There's an interception for Carmel.
Carmel starts off strong. The ball's at Ben Davis' 45. Carmel has now excellent field position. As John Rowling looks like the intended receiver, Carmel had 3 blue jerseys around that ball when the area was thrown. I think Phillips was just trying to get rid of it. And as Carmel's defensive line looks strong in their opening possession here, as Carmel's Travis Meeks comes to the line of scrimmage in an I formation, 2 wideouts left side. Meeks takes the snap, fakes several times, rolls out left side, looks downfield under some pressure, hits his throw, throws to Aaron Pinion across the middle. The ball almost picked off, and it is picked off. A diving grab at the 10-yard line after the ball was knocked around by Aaron Pinion and one of the Ben Davis cornerbacks. And finally, one of the safeties came down with that ball for Ben Davis. So 2 interceptions back-to-back.
That was a senior free safety for Ben Davis, Kyle Moffitt. What an interception, jumping up in the air after the tip ball. And wow, you think Carmel's got to go in there, and then an interception. You can tell already this is going to be a good ball game.
Ben Davis is very athletic, as we've seen early in this ball game. Is very high in the air. It was almost parallel to the ground to make that catch. So Phillips now back with a second chance, although he's at his own 12-yard line. Shelby's in the I formation, split wide out. Phillips takes the snap, hands the ball off to Shelby. Shelby forward, right up the middle, or rather before he's knocked down at the 15-yard line. Will be a pickup of 3 on the play.
There was a huge initial hole there by the left side of Ben Davis' line. Had to guard him initially. Hoagland came over to help him out. So a good job of Carmel reacting to the big hole. Had to guard did a nice job of filling.
Carmel's linebacker play is going to be crucial in this ball game. Ben Davis with an excellent running attack. 2 minutes here into the first quarter with no score. Second down and 7. Ben Davis, 2 wideouts right side, tight end left side. I formation. Phillips now hands the ball off to Shelby. Shelby gets stuffed down close to the line of scrimmage. That was Ernie Muniz on the tackle.
Muniz not fooled at all by the drive. He was right in the backfield. Carmel's going to try and do that, get linemen in the backfield, disrupting those draw plays, and they did it that time.
So that'll bring up third down and 9. Loss of 2 yards on the play. Carmel's defensive line play has been excellent early in the ball game. So third down and 9 facing Ben Davis with 2 wideouts right side, I formation. Carmel again showing lots of movement on that defensive line. Phillips takes the snap, pitches to Shelby left side. Shelby's got a hole. Whitlock brings him down though at the 19-yard line. He's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down. We'll see what Ben Davis decides to do. Ben Davis this deep in their own territory. Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt.
Good job by Carmel defensively. So far, they've looked really good with the interception and the 3 and out here after the interception of Ben Davis. They've looked really well, reading well, not committing too much to the run, but flowing to the ball and gang tackling.
So Kyle Moffitt is the punter. Although that doesn't look like Kyle Moffitt punting this ball away. If understanding about his 5-yard line, Polk's at the 50-yard line, waiting to return this kick. The snap's a little bit high, but the ball gets away cleanly. Polk has to move to his right. The ball lands at the 49. Polk's going to let it roll past the 40 at the 38-yard line where it's down by Ben Davis. As Eric Hedegaard got into a bit of a tussle on that special teams play with Jason Holick from Ben Davis.
So Carmel with good field position after Shannon Polk deciding to let it roll. Good choice. Took a little bit of a Carmel bounce at the end, and they'll have the ball at the 38-yard line. Good field position to start out this drive.
That would have been a tough one to return as Daddy picked that ball up. He'd have been swarmed under by Ben Davis, and that might have caused a potential fumble. So a smart play just to let it roll down to the 38-yard line. Carmel still with good field position. As Polk comes out of the ball game, Sarah and Feldman go out right side. Tight end on the left. Whaling's the only man in the backfield. Another slot back on the right side. The former Trizzler. Throw to Sarah on the slant pattern. Penalty flags down. Sarah gets up to the 44-yard line where he's knocked back to the 40. $8:29 left in the first quarter of play. No score yet here from Carmel Stadium.
False start is the call. Carmel jumped too early on that play, so it's going to negate the quick slant to Sarah.
Carmel likes that quick slant. We've seen it quite a bit this year. That'll hurt Carmel. That'll push him back. Bringing up first down and 15. Ball's moved back to the 33-yard line of Carmel. I formation, former Whaling and Polk. Two wideouts right side. Trishler's right behind Sarah on that far right side. Make hands ball to Polk on the delay. Polk falls down right at the line of scrimmage. He had some room to run, but a closing linebacker was coming at him real fast.
Looks like he's making a cut to the outside. He had some room to run. Unfortunately, he slipped a little bit.
And we should note that the middle of the field is torn up, probably from the homecoming game where it poured. So cutting's going to be a problem for both these running backs, and Shannon Polk does like to make a lot of cutting moves. So we'll see how he adjusts to that. As it's now second down and 16, loss of a yard, split back formation. Trishler left side, Sarah right side. He takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks left, dump pass to Peeney. Peeney at the 40, rumbles up down to the 49-yard line of Carmel.
I was talking to a couple of Carmel players this afternoon, and they told me they're going to try a lot of slip screens and delay passes. And look at that, was a tight end release to Peeney, and they said Ben Davis' defense is real aggressive, and on that play we saw a little bit of an indication of it. Peeney was able to get out there and uncovered for a second, and Meek hit him.
Carmel may be able to take advantage of that aggressiveness with a lot of fakes to Polk. This ball game is Williams, the only man in the backfield. One slot back left side, two wide outs. Meek takes a snap. Three steps, almost threw that ball into the hands of Holick. One of the cornerbacks on that right side. The intended receiver was Sarah, about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. That's a quick three-step drop pass.
Threw that one a little high. Maybe trying to get over the lineman's hands, though you can't say.
So at any rate, 4th and 5 now as Weintraub comes in to punt the ball away. Two men back deep for Ben Davis. Steve Rain is back there along with Darren Graham. Penalty flags down. Weintraub's going to run with the ball. He's at the 45-50. He's got the first down, 45-40. Well, Weintraub's brought down at the 39-yard line. He's body slammed down, but again, penalty flags down.
Yeah, those penalty flags are the things to look at. Here comes the official signal right now.
Illegal motion against the Greyhound, so that's going to negate a first down run by punter Weintraub.
Well, that's a shame. That's too bad. Nice to see Jim Bell coming out, though, taking all the stops out, doing the fake punt there.
Coach Belton is irate out on the field. I'm sure he's upset with one of his players, whoever made that infraction to the ball. Will get pushed back even more. So Weintraub will probably punt this ball now. It was 4th and 5. He ran for the first down. They're going to spot the ball at the 38-yard line. Weintraub standing at his 30. Rains and Graham back deep. Under some pressure, but Weintraub gets it away. Looks like Graham's going to field that ball at the 20-yard line. Makes a cutback move left side. Breaks the tackle from Billy Brown. And Eric Hedegaard wrestles into the ground at the 25 and put him in the ground hard.
Nice coverage by the Carmel team. Good pump by Weintraub, high and way down the field. And the Carmel coverage team did their part in stopping the punt return for Ben Davis.
So Ben Davis, with their third possession of the ball game, 6:37 remaining in the first quarter of play, no score. Carmel's defense has forced an interception and a 3-and-out. Ben Davis has the ball at the 26-yard line. Then Graham and Raines right side. A split eye. Phillips now sends his fullback Edwards over into a left side eye now. Hand the ball off. Right side. Rumbles forward to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 4. That was Tony Shelby on the carry.
A good gang tackling for Carmel to play, but the initial hit was made by nose tackle Todd Wright to slow him down coming through the hole.
So 2nd down and 7. As Ben Davis comes to the line of scrimmage. Getting an I formation, wide up right side. Double tight end set. Phillips takes a snap, hands the ball to Shelby. Shelby on the left side. He's up at the 35-40. Drop down at the 39-yard line. That's a first down, Ben Davis.
Shelby had a huge hole there. Initial tackle attempted by Whitlock, and then finally Shelby was brought down by a Carmel secondary DB.
The right side of the line for Carmel has been knocked back a couple times in that very same play. As Ben Davis sends a wide out left side, I formation again, double tight ends. Bill sparks out the signals. Gets the ball, hands it to Shelby. Shelby off tackle left side up to the 50-yard line where he's brought down by some defensive backs. And it looks like they're going to give him the first down at the 47-yard line. As I think they might measure this one. Now they're going to go ahead and give it first down, Ben Davis.
That's 38 rushing yards for Ben Davis so far on the game. So the Ben Davis running game starting to kick in.
Ball's on the 47-yard line of Carmel. Again, I formation in the form of Edwards and Shelby. Wide out left side, he's covered by Whitlock. As Ben Davis's offensive lineman jumps outside, that was the left tackle position.
Love. Ed Love, the junior for Ben Davis.
I think that Ed Love's playing at the left guard spot. As he jumped way early. That'll make it first down and 15 now.
First penalty yards for Ben Davis in the game. Carmel has 10.
Ben Davis seems to be a bit of confusion as they line up. I formation, though. Wide out right side, hand the ball to Shelby. Shelby tries to go off right side, where he's brought down by 2 Carmel defenders. The first to get to him was linebacker Joe Kohler.
Joe Kohler got in, not fooled by the draw play there. He came in straight through his gap and then he wasn't blocked. I'm surprised. He came through clean, and the draw play just disrupted the draw play in the backfield.
Maybe a loss of half a yard on the play. So 2nd down and nearly 16, I formation. Split wideouts. Ben Davis now. Carmel showing blitz. Ben Davis takes the snap. They give it to their tight end coming around from the right side. He's at the 50, 45, 40. Dropped down at the 42-yard line by Ben Hoagland. As Dennis Eckert there came from his tight end spot, ran around, got the ball, went around the left end, and never brought down until the 42-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd and short.
Hoagland stopping him just short by about a yard, or else he would have had a first down. So a good secondary tackle by Ben Hoagland.
So this is a crucial 3rd down play. Ben Davis has 1 wide out on the right side, double tight end set, I formation. They hand the ball to Shelby. Shelby is cut down in the backfield and makes a spin move away from Joe Kohler. Penalty flag's down. He has the first down, but we'll have to wait and see what the officials say about that flag.
Well, if the run does count, it'll be 52 yards so far for Ben Davis running.
Face masking against Carmel, that'll probably go against Joe Kohler, as his hands are up in that region. So regardless, first down Carmel, or rather first down Ben Davis, as they're going to push him towards Carmel's goal even more.
That's the 25th penalty yard for Carmel, so penalties hurting them a little bit here in the first quarter.
15-yard penalty. That'll move the ball to the 20-yard line of Carmel. First and 10, Ben Davis. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. No score yet. Ben Davis is threatening. They line up in an I formation. Again, that double tight end set. Wide out right side. Phillips hands the ball up. No, fakes the handoff to Shelby. Rolls out right side. He's got some blocking. Throws into the end zone. No one was in the end zone. His closest receiver was standing at the 10-yard line. I think Phillips was starting to kind of get flushed too far to that sideline and just decided to dump that ball off in the end zone where nobody was.
Ben Davis really hitting the run so far. They've run 52 yards so far, and Phillips, is 3 for 0 passing. So passing not being the key tonight. They're still going to go with the run without their star Hogan.
Second and 10 now from Carmel's 20-yard line. An offset I, wide out right side. Fullback comes in motion out of the right side. They hand the ball to Shelby. Shelby off tackle, now moves around to the outside of 20, where he's brought down right there at the 20-yard line by 3 Carmel defenders, including Nick Olson and Eric Hedegaard, and Ben Hoagland was also there.
They had Joe Kohler set up just behind the left defensive end, and he came in right away and helped contain the left side, made a hit, didn't stop him, but he slowed him down enough before Olson could go over there and help out.
Pickup of a yard. Third down and 9. This is a big third down situation here, deep Carmel's territory. Ben Davis is threatening to score at the 3:11 mark in the first quarter play. There is no score. Split back formation. One wide out left side, another one right side. Phillips is under some pressure. His hit as he throws, dumps the ball off to Shelby, his tailback out in the flat where he's ridden out of bounds, about 5 yards shy of the first down. That'll bring up 4th down and 5.
Phillips just got that ball. B.J. Hammer was coming straight up the middle and hit him as he threw. Phillips did a nice job of getting off that pass.
This would be a 32-yard field goal, but I don't think Ben Davis is going to try that. Looks like Phillips is staying in the ball game. And Ben Davis takes a timeout, so with that timeout, we'll take a 60-second booster break. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: John, Susan, and Kim Dorr, Carmen and John Dowd, Dennis Downer, Mark, Marcia, Amy, and Mandy Draper, Dan and Teresa Drow, Jim and Dee Dee Eaton, Carol and Pat Ebright, Bob and Lacey Eccles, Doug and Sharon Ellington, Mike and Arden Elliott, Jack and Nancy Ingledow, Ed and Carol Ingledow, David Enlow, Joel, Debbie, Sam, and Jesse Epstein, Don, Liz, Bill, Jim, and Donnie Erath, Kevin Eskew, Pat and Jim Estep, Paul Estridge, Dan, Linda, Matt, Megan, Brian, and Lauren Fabro. If you'd like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to this list.
Hello and welcome back. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. 4th down and 5 facing Ben Davis. They have the ball on Carmel's 15-yard line. They line up in an I formation with split wideouts, tight end right side. Make that left side. Phillips takes a step. Delay to, no, he's going to roll out left side. He's at the 20. He's going to run for it to 15, 10, and he knocked down at the 5-yard line by Nick Olson on the far left side of the field. So that's first down Ben Davis. And it's going to be first and goal from the 5-yard line.
Fake handoff, and then he rolled out the left side and quarterback scramble. That was probably a drawn-out play by Ben Davis. He had plenty of room to run for the first down there.
So the ball's placed on the left hash mark as Ben Davis makes some substitution. And places the ball on the 6-yard line.
Ben Davis now has 63 yards rushing so far in this first quarter.
Phillips comes to the line of scrimmage. An I formation, wide out right side, double tight end set. They hand the ball off right up the middle, and touchdown Ben Davis. That was Tony Shelby on the carry right up the gut. He had a huge hole. And that'll make it 6-0, Ben Davis. A good 2:27 mark in the first quarter.
Good blocking by the left side of Ben Davis' line. Marcus Adams and Ed Love supplying the hole there for Shelby to run through. And we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Shelby definitely a capable back to run in place of Hogan.
Charles Charles Aguirre will do the point after attempt, trying to make it 7-0 Ben Davis. Snap is a bit high, gets down though, and the kick is up and good, and makes it 7-0. And the 2:27 mark, Ben Davis takes the early advantage on a very forceful drive.
Ben Davis running 6 times and passing twice on that drive, so they're really wanting to force the run. They've run all season long primarily, and then here they're doing it again well against Carmel.
Again, this is Ben Davis' second string running back, Tony Shelby. Dwayne Hogan is out with injury.
Shelby averaging 6 yards per carry. He's carried the ball 37 times for 232 yards so far this season in the time he's seen behind Hogan. Ben Davis having 68 rushing yards with that 5-yard touchdown. Carmel has 4 with Shannon Polk's run. Carmel leading, though, with 12 passing yards to Ben Davis' 5.
So Polk's the deep man. He's standing at the 15-yard line. Sarah and Martin will be standing at the 18-yard line. Sarah's on the right, Martin on the left. Ben Davis is set to kick off and line up in that 3-point stance. Kick is underway. It's a high kick to the left side. Martin's going to field it at the 12-yard line, brings it up to the 20, runs straight upfield, and gets his legs taken out from under him and down at the 25-yard line.
So Carmel's offense will come back onto the field. So far they have 4 yards running and 12 yards passing. Meek is 3 for 1.
Carmel can't let Ben Davis jump out to an early larger lead, but rather Carmel needs to score here, I think, and keep the defense off the field for a little while. A long sustained drive by Ben Davis. Give the defensive unit a break for Carmel. As Sarah and Trisler come out right side. I formation, Polk and Whaling. Tight end left side. He barks out the signal. And the snaps, the fumble on the snap, and Ben Davis has the ball at the 20-yard line. Actually, I'm not sure if Meek didn't foul that ball as he was getting it from the center and then trying to pitch it to Jeff Whaling. So Carmel doesn't even really have a play from the line of scrimmage. They're going to stop the ball at the 22-yard line of the Greyhounds. So Carmel's defensive unit has to come right back out in the field.
And right after a 4-minute and 14 drive by Ben Davis for a touchdown, Carmel's defense seeing a lot of time in the first period actually. We're still in the first period, 2 minutes and 17 seconds left.
Ben Davis in the I formation, double tight end set. We've seen a lot of that early in the ball game. 2:17 remaining in the first period, wide out left side. Carmel, a lot of movement on that defensive line. Phillips drops back to pass, throws left side. Whitlock falls down, and Phillips overthrew his receiver. He was shooting for that left corner of the end zone, but the pass was incomplete, and will bring up 2nd down and 10. Penalty flags are down in the backfield, holding against Ben Davis, so that'll help the Greyhounds out and push them back a little bit further from their goal.
Second penalty on the night for Ben Davis. Good coverage by Carmel. Whitlock was on the underneath coverage, and then Olsen, the safety, coming over on the deep coverage. Pass was overthrown. Luckily, it looked like Whitlock slipped a little bit in his footing. As we've seen Shannon Polk and Whitlock have a little bit of trouble with footing in that area of the field.
Fortunately, though, for Whitlock, he also took out the intended receiver's legs and made him stumble for just a little bit, and I think that's why the pass was overthrown. It's going to bring up 1st down and 20. The ball is on the 33-yard line. Ben Davis needs to get to the 13. I formation, 2 wideouts, one on the left, one on the right. Phillips now, and some movement on the right side of the line. Penalty flags go down. That's going to push Ben Davis back even more. That was on the right side of the line.
That's R.J. McNichol, the junior offensive tackle for Ben Davis.
McNichol's 272 pounds, and he's only 5'10".
Ben Davis has a huge offensive line, averaging 245 pounds, as we said earlier. Having some success with the run in the first quarter. 68 yards so far for Ben Davis.
So 1st down and 25. The ball's now on the 38-yard line of Carmel. Still an I formation with split wideouts. Phillips fakes the pitch, hands the ball off. Left side, right side rather, to Edwards. Edwards is close to the first down, and he gets it at the 20-yard line as nobody touched him, or excuse me, only to the 20-yard line. He needs to get to the 13. He got back to the original line of scrimmage. I saw that marker there. But regardless, a pickup of 18 yards on the play.
They faked the handoff to the left, and that caused, fake handoff was good enough to cause Carmel's defense to shift a little bit to the right and gave a lot of running room for Ben Davis on the right side.
So Corey Edwards. Make it 2nd and 9, I formation, 2 wide outs left side. They pitch the ball to Shelby. Shelby, good hole on the right side, off tackle, close to the first down, get to the 10, 5, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Ben Davis.
A 21-yard touchdown run for Shelby, and the blocking continues up front for Ben Davis.
That came at the 1:57 mark of the first quarter. Score now 13-0 in favor of the Giants.
With that run, Ben Davis hits 100 yards so far in the first period.
Carlos Aguirre on to attempt the extra point for the Giants. As the snap is a little bit high, brought down though, the kick is up and sails straight through the uprights. 14-0 now. Penalty flag down. We'll see if they're going to have to kick this ball again. As the officials are discussing the penalty, it was thrown in the end zone. Personal foul on Carmel. So I believe it'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Carmel coach is looking at the officials a little bit.
Eric Hedegaard is talking to the officials. So is Todd Wright.
So the PAT, though, will count. Ben Davis has 14 points now, as there's still a conference out at the 15-yard line of Carmel.
Now Belton's about 10 yards out in the field, trying to figure out who that penalty was on. As it'll be a 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff. So the ball's now moved up to Carmel's 45 as things aren't going well for Carmel. Only a minute 57 left in the first quarter of play. Carmel almost needs a score at this point.
In running, the thing that's hurt Carmel, Ben Davis has thrown the ball 5 times for no completion, yet they've run the ball for 100 yards. So that's definitely what's hurting. Both touchdowns being running touchdowns.
So Ben Davis now tees it up. Nathan Free handles the kickoff duties. And teed up at Carmel's 45-yard line. Holt is back deep. He's standing at his goal line. Martin left side, Sarah right side. They're up at about the 5-yard line. And a kickoff from Free is a good one left side. Polk's going to field this one in his end zone. That's a touchback. So it'll bring it out to the 20-yard line for your Greyhounds. Not great field position.
So Carmel's offense will once again come back out on the field and try and get a score in here with a minute 56 left in the first period.
And the score is 14-0 in favor of the Giants from Ben Davis. Carmel comes into the line of scrimmage. And they have to start throwing the ball, trying to just get some offensive movement. They're in an I formation. Trisler's the only wideout though on the right side. Trisler jumps off sides. Penalty flags now come down. They give the ball to Whaling. Whaling carries a full. That's a draw to the 50-yard line. Kneecap the ball all the way on the right side. I didn't even see him, but it doesn't matter. That one's coming back because Trisler jumped off sides, and Coach Belton is irate.
That's a 35-yard scramble for Meek. If it stands, we'll have to see what the call is.
I didn't even see that fake. It was such an excellent handoff to fake handoff to Whaling. He was even tackled 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. And that's going to go against Trisler, who jumped off sides in that wideout position.
And he did. It was pretty obvious. Good call by the officials.
So that negates a 30-yard A run out to the right side by Travis Meek. And Carmel ends up losing 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up first down and 15. Carmel's been hurt by penalties.
You're right, Kevin. They really have. That's their 30th penalty yard of this first period.
So it looks like Carmel sends both their tight ends out of the ball game. And their fullback, Whaling. Again, first down and 15. 4 wideouts for your Greyhounds. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Polk in the backfield. He takes a snap, hands the ball off to Polk. Polk swarmed under, about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And I'll bring up second down and 17.
Well, trying to run there, Carmel. Good job by Ben Davis' defense. They had good penetration there. Tackled by 3 Ben Davis defenders.
Ben Davis was showing blitz. You said Ben Davis is very aggressive, attacking defense. Carmel breaks their huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. Second and 17, I formation. Sarah left side for the right side. Whaling goes in motion to the left, now back to the right. It's an offset I. Beating over the tight, or rather, Whaling over the tight end. They pitch to Polk. Polk not much blocking, gets to the 12-yard line.
He had a hole there, and slicing through the side of the blocking wall for Carmel was Mark Zachary, the defensive tackle of Ben Davis, or else Shannon Polk might have had a first down on that play.
40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Loss of 1, third down and 17. Under 30 seconds in the first quarter. As the clock keeps on ticking, Carmel haven't been able to get much going offensively. As it's a split back formation, almost an offset I with Williams. One man in the backfield, 2 wideouts left side. Meek drops the back to pass, down to to Williams at 10, 15, 20. Knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Gets about 4 yards past the original line of scrimmage. But that'll bring up fourth down and 6 as Carmel's punt unit comes into the ball game.
Looked like they put Jeff Whaling into the flat there, maybe a slip screen. He had some blockers up there. And a good gain, unfortunately, but they were back 5 yards already.
Denon Graham, one man back deep for Ben Davis this time. He's going to stand at about his own 37-yard line. Snap is good. Punt. Going to land up the 40-yard line of Carmel. Make that the 48-yard line of Carmel, where it's down by one of Carmel's coverage units at the 46-yard line. So the first quarter is over. We'll take a 60-second booster break. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: the Kevin and Melanie Tolliver family, Mike, Vicki, Matt, and Allison Tribal, John and Jody Zucker, Dick and Linda Vance and daughters, Paul and Karen Vaughn, Mark, Janet, Brian, Lisa, and Jimmy Wade, Glenn, Rose, Scott, and Kurt Wallach, Jenny and Cheryl Walters, Linda and Dave Warder, Helen J. Ward, grandmother of Mandy Miller, Nicholas Watson, Robert Watts, Gary, Kathy, Brian, and Kevin Webb, Bill, Carol, Mark, and Matthew Wedgehorst, C. Dennis Wegner, the Whaling family, Chuck, Jane, Libby, and Tori Weinkoff. If you'd like to be a Greyhound booster, please send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to this list.
We are back for the second quarter of action. Your Greyhounds trail 14-0 to the Ben Davis Giants. They come to the line of scrimmage in an I formation. They give the ball to Shelby. Shelby goes out right side. He's at the 40, where he's cut down by Sam Morris. Falls forward to about the 36-yard line. Close to a first down. As they're going to be about a yard shy, maybe less than a yard. A very short one. Maybe a foot. Second down, they call them officials timeout. They're going to come in and measure this one. As will be second down, maybe first if they get it here. We can't really tell. It's right on the Carmel sideline where the ball is positioned. So we can't see the ball on the far right side.
Carmel players are clapping.
It looks like it's going to be second and a short one. No official signal quite yet as to how far Ben Davis actually has to get. Ben Davis has to get about 2 inches. So we might expect to see a quarterback sneak here, you think, Derek?
Or they can just run Edwards right up the middle. They've had such success with the run. I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Well, I formation, split wideouts. Phillips hasn't gotten the official word yet to start running the play clock, and now there seems to be a bit of confusion as to what's going on, and the official gives them the go-ahead. We're in an I formation, split wideouts. Phillips sets. Takes the snap, hands the ball, no fakes the ball to Shelby. He's going to pass with this one. He slips, almost falls down, hit as he throws the ball deep at the 10-yard line where he overthrows his intended receiver.
Good coverage on the play by Ben Hoagland, the junior DB for Carmel. Right in the face of the intended receiver, doing a good job. The ball was thrown a little high for an incompletion.
So 3rd down and 1. That was a good 2nd down play. Carmel probably not expecting them to go long, as this is 4-down territory, I would think, at Carmel's 36-yard line with not even 1, more like 2 inches to go for the 1st down.
Well, first we'll give it a shot on 3rd down.
They break their huddle. Shelby in the eye. He's running out of an offset wishbone. Double tight end. Penalty flags come down. They stop the clock. Delay a game on Ben Davis. They let that clock roll too long, so this is going to bring up 3rd down and 5. 5 and 2 inches, as it was before. So now this gives Carmel a little bit of breathing room and more of a chance to stop Tony Shelby in this excellent Ben Davis running game.
That's the 20th penalty yard on Ben Davis so far this game. Not hurting them as much as Carmel's had, but definitely that one hurts right there.
Ben Davis is at under 8 penalties this season. As this game is starting to get these penalties racked up, Ben Davis in an I formation, split wideouts. Carmel again showing a lot of movement on that defensive line. They fake the pitch, they give it to the fullback, 40, 35, rumbles forward to the 30 where he's knocked down. That's the 1st down, Ben Davis.
Knocked down by Sam Morris. A good open field tackle by Sam Morris on the play to bring him down. Fortunately, it was enough for a 1st down by Edwards, the fullback for Ben Davis.
So Corey Edwards picks up 10 yards on the play. 1st and down, Ben Davis. They lead 14-0. 11 minutes left in the 1st half of play. 2 wideouts, they're split I formation. They hand the ball to Shelby. Shelby cuts across the middle of the field where he's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. The first to hit him was B.J. Hammer.
As you said, B.J. Hammer, the first one to hit him. That's what Carmel wants to do, having their defensive linemen, the first men having a chance to hit him, go ahead and hit him and slow him down and wait for Carmel's help to come over and finish off the tackle.
It's actually been a loss of a foot on the play. Carmel's defense came out strong and pumped up. Now Ben Davis is starting to kind of wear a hole in them. Again, that same formation, I formation. 2 wideouts. They send a man in motion to the left side, and they got 2 on that side. Carmel shows blitz. They pitch left side, where he's knocked down by B.J. Hammer again near the line of scrimmage for no gain on the left side of that field.
B.J. Hammer doing a good job. 2 consecutive plays, stopping the running back before he had a chance to break open.
3rd down. And they're going to call it 3rd down and 11. As this is a big 3rd down for the Greyhounds. They give their offense some motivation. The defense can stop them here. So Phillips sets. Again, split wide outside formation. Carmel showing blitz. Phillips takes the snap. Makes a spin move, throws left side. He's got a man open. The ball picked off by Whitlock. Whitlock brings it up to the 20. He's at the 40 now, 45, 50, where he's ridden down finally. That ball hit the intended receiver's hand, up in the air, it was above his head rather, and Whitlock was there to catch the deflection. That's Carmel's 2nd interception on the ball game.
And a 19-yard return for Chad Whitlock. A good job for Carmel. That is the Second turnover of the game for Ben Davis, their second interception.
That kind of play can turn the ball game around. Whitlock came up big that time. Carmel comes to the line of scrimmage. In an I formation. Tripper left side, Sarah right side. Wayne comes up, now moves left side over to the left guard. Meek drops back to pass out. They've got Peating open in the middle. Peating, an excellent over-the-shoulder catch at the 27-yard line. First down, Greyhounds.
And on that play, Meek really got that pass off, and he paid for it. He was hit by Gordon Merritt, the left defensive end for Ben Davis. Came in and gave Meek a shot after he passed that ball, but the important thing is he got it off in a diving catch by Peating down the field.
Peating is deadly across the middle. Carmel hasn't had to utilize their passing game much this season, but they need it down 14-0 at the 9:13 mark. In the second quarter of play, Carmel has one wide out left side, split back formation. They hand the ball to Polk. Polk tries to go around the left end, but he stopped near the line of scrimmage. As Carmel may have to look to the air just a little bit more here to open up their ground game.
With that 22-yard pass completion to Peating, Carmel now has 34 passing yards. Passing definitely the better choice for Carmel first half. They have 11 rushing yards, with 9 coming from Jeff Whaling and 2 coming from Shannon Polk.
So Sarah and Tripper come out left side, 2 deep threats. Aaron Peating a wide out on the right side now. Bertelli's a tight end left side. Meek drops back to pass. There's a Tripper on the slant. He makes a nice move at the 10, spin move, 5. Brought down at the 3-yard line. First and goal, Carmel.
And Carmel's passing game starting to show some flair there. That time it was about 29-yard gain for Triswell on the play.
That slant pattern has worked real well as Meek is pumped up and getting all the proper substitutions he needs in.
So Carmel with 2 plays with 54 passing yards in a row, now has 60 passing yards and threatening to score on Ben Davis' 3-yard line.
A quick slant. And the bread and butter passing play for Carmel. They're going to line up in an offset wishbone, double tight end set. They hand the ball to Polk. Polk tries to go left side. Get a pick up about a yard on the play. We'll bring up second down. And goal from the 2-yard line. As Meek gets a new play.
So Carmel threatening to score for the first time in the second quarter. 7:38 left to go in the half.
Getting that wishbone formation. It's an I formation, actually. The slot back right side. They hand the ball to Polk. Polk goes straight up the middle, jumps over the pile, and no official sign of a touchdown. I don't think Polk can get any closer to scoring a touchdown without actually getting in. The officials, where he's marking this ball, he is right on the goal line.
Shannon Polk with a good leap there, but the defensive line of Ben Davis and linebackers were able to stop him in the air, it looked like.
So third down and 1, third down in a few inches. Travis Meek elects to call a timeout, so with that timeout, we'll take a 60-second booster break. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: Mike and Jerry Glascott, Larry and Nancy Glaze, Larry L. and Donna K. Gleason, Gerald K. Goldsmith, Mr. Greg Gossard, the David Grass family, Mike and Cindy Griffin, Sharon Grimm, Janet Gildenbecker, Hans and Linda Gunderson, Herb and Barb Gutterman, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Guyton, Mark and Marilyn Haig and family, David and Susan Haas, Mary Ellen Hayner, Phil and Candy Hagan, Mr. and Mrs. David F. Hakala, Gary and Victoria Haley, Mr. and Mrs. David Halverson, Bill, Barb, BJ and Blair Hammer, George Hanasono, Dave and Julie Handel. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to this list.
So Carmel comes to the line of scrimmage, third down in inches. Next to their own goal line, Polk jumps over center, and he's in for the touchdown. And Carmel's crowd is up on their feet. It's an upward. Travis Meek got up to about 3 feet up in the air, pumping his fist. This place is starting to rock. Shannon Polk just raised the roof, if you will.
Good drive by Carmel. It took up 5 minutes off the clock. Capped off by Shannon Polk diving into the end zone. He was a yard in. He definitely got it that time, no question.
So Kyle Alonso comes in to attempt the extra point. So there's Nick Blake. Carmel's changed around their long snappers this season. I believe Aaron Peeney is doing that tonight. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up and through. That Kyle Alonso is going to make this score 14-7 in favor of Ben Davis. Carmel's clawing back in this ballgame. It's a 7:01 mark in the first half of play. As Emery Sievert will come on to kick this ball away.
On that drive, the two pass plays to Carmel that accounted for 54 yards. The pass over the middle of Peening, and then the slant to Trissler really set them up, and then the dive over the top into the end zone for Shannon Polk on third down.
As this is a playoff-like atmosphere, if you will, as Ben Davis brought quite a few fans, as everyone is now standing in this stadium. Ben Davis and Carmel alike. Sievert set to kick off, just waiting for the official signal. Carmel special teams has been excellent all season long. Let's see if they can maintain their consistency. Sievert kicks the ball away. It's a good kick. Going to land about the 6-yard line. Fielded by man on the left side. Brought up to the 20. Cutback move. Moves back to the 19. Out to the 21. Where he's knocked out of bounds to the 25. Penalty flags it down. Carmel might have hit him late. In this angle, it's tough to tell. We're just going to have to wait and see what the penalty flag is.
That's Steve Rain, the Z-back for Ben Davis, and special teams expert, or slot back.
As it's going against Ben Davis. Carmel fans still on their feet for the most part. Ball was brought up to the 24-yard line. Officials have yet to move it back. I didn't catch what the penalty was. It was covered by one of Carmel's players. Probably a holding or a block in the back.
Maybe the fourth penalty against Ben Davis.
They're bringing it back to the 11-yard line. So that was a 15-yard penalty. Only a personal foul then against Ben Davis. Ben Davis still looks pumped up though. They line up in an I formation, wide out right side in the form of Graham, and Raines is on that left side. Phillips takes the snap, hands the ball off to his tight end again, trying to go around the left end, makes a spin move, gets away from some people, and is brought down close to the first down, 8-yard pickup. That was Dennis Eckert on the carry. It's the second time we've seen that tight end reverse.
They'll play against Carmel looking to the left, and their defense shifts a little bit that way, and then they run it back to the right or the left side of the tight end. It's worked well for them both times they've used it.
Under 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Ben Davis leads 14-7. I formation, two wideouts right side. Phillips barks out the signals, takes the snap, hands the ball off to his tailback, who gets the first down and a little bit more. Tony Shelby's had an excellent day on the ground.
Stopped on the play by Wagner. Although he did get the first down, Wagner did do a good job of stopping him, not allowing him to get any more yardage on the play.
Carmel's got to be careful of that big play. They've given up several tonight. So first and 10 from the 25-yard line of Ben Davis. High formation. Split wideouts, tight end right side. Phillips now hands the ball off to Edwards. Edwards goes right up the middle where he's knocked back by DJ Hammer. And he ends up all the way back at the 11-yard line. But they give him the pickup of 1 with forward progress. Second and 9.
B.J. Hammer, Ernie Muniz, and Eric Hedegaard ganging up on that play to make the stop, although the initial hit, as you said, was from B.J. Hammer.
5 minutes and 52 seconds now remaining in the half. Greyhounds trail by a touchdown. Ball is just beyond the 25-yard line. Slot back left side, two wideouts right side. I formation. Phillips hands it, no. Fakes to Shelby, rolls out right side. He's going to run with the ball under some pressure from Billy Brown. As Phillips ran over one of Carmel's defenders, he's about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. Olsen got ran over by Phillips on that play.
Joe Kohler and Olsen teamed up to make the tackle there for Carmel before he could get a first down. Looks like he's about 2.5, 3 yards short.
Bring up 3rd and 2. As Phillips comes to the line of scrimmage with two wideouts left side, Raines and Graham. I formation, tight end right side. Phillips takes the snap, gives it to Shelby. Shelby tries to get around the right end. He's at the 30, dropped down by Todd Wright, the nose tackle, who closed on Shelby. With some excellent job avoiding blockers, that is.
Todd Wright did a nice job of getting off his block in the middle, working to the side there, and coming and stopping Shelby. As Shelby was bouncing off tacklers and coming close to getting some more yardage.
So in the punt is Kyle Moffitt at the 15-yard line. Polk standing at the 35 and backpedaling. Snap is good. Moffitt has plenty of time, gets it away. Polk moves back to the 30-yard line, moves left side, kind of slips, regains his ground, gets up to the 33-yard line where he's brought down. Shannon Polk struggling with his footing today.
About a 40-yard punt on the play for Ben Davis. So Carmel will start at their own 35-yard line, or 34, check that.
1st and 10 Greyhounds. Carmel's defense gave their offense the ball back, so see if Carmel can capitalize here. They have decent field position, like you said, at the 34-yard line. Carmel lines up in one of their more unusual formations. Sarah, who's a wideout, and then Trisler lines up maybe a foot directly behind him, but still in the backfield. It's an I formation. PD tight end left side. Ben Davis shows blitz. Now they back off. He takes the snap, takes the pitch, gives it to Whaling on the counter. Whaling gets hit in the backfield, but gets up to the 35-yard line for a pickup of a yard.
He was stopped from behind by defensive tackle Mark Zachary, the 6-foot, 274-pound senior for Ben Davis.
Under 3.5 minutes remaining in the half. 14-7 in favor of the Giants. They'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Carmel has had an excellent passing game thus far.
60 yards passing in the first half.
Sarah and Trisler move out right side, I formation. Peening's the wideout on the left. Whaling now comes over to fill that tight end spot. Meek drops back to pass. Looks right, throws off his back foot to Trisler. Trisler one-hands it. That's for the first down at the 44-yard line of Carmel. They're going to spot it at the 46, make that.
What concentration by Josh Trisler. He's got a guy closing on him, a DB getting ready to make the tackle, and yet he manages to concentrate on the ball and make a one-handed grab there for the first down. Those are the kind of clutch plays that really count in a close game like this.
That was one of the better catches I've seen out of the games that we've done. Many high school wideouts. Excellent concentration, like you said. As Feldman's now the lone wideout left side, I formation, double tight end set. Meek fakes the pitch, gives it to Whaling. Whaling up the middle at the 50. No, check that. That was a quarterback draw again. They fooled me twice on that play.
We saw
this time Meek lost 2 yards.
We saw that quarterback draw in the first half. It was called back for a penalty, but Meek got 35 yards on it in the first quarter. And there Carmel tries it again. And Davis, not fooled, was able to bring him back for a 1-yard loss.
2nd and 11, they're going to call it. There, Trisler left side. Again, an I formation, Whaling and Polk. 2 wideouts right side as well. The play's blown dead. There was enough time to get the play off. on Carmel. Probably some movement on the offensive line.
Carmel called a timeout.
Oh, they did call a timeout. I didn't see anything. So with that timeout, we'll take a timeout. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: Faber's B Windows Incorporated, George and Pam Faber, Daniel G. Crabb, Reese Jones, Family Physicians of Carmel, and Stephen P. Lang, also of Family Physicians of Carmel, Kenny Fassler and Gabe, Don, Karen, Kevin, Eric, and Brian Finney, Steve, Jill, Jennifer, Stephanie, and Greg Abel, John and Gloria Abel, John, Linda, Michelle, Bo, Matt, and Mary Beth Abel, Tom and Susie Abernathy, Matt, Andy, and Todd Abernathy, John Ackley, Rich and Athena Adams, Linda and Dwayne Aiken, Lowell and Donna Allen, George and Perla Alvarez. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032.
Hello and welcome back to Carmel. Your Greyhounds trail by 7 points. Nick just attempted a pass to Trizzer on that quick slant. It was incomplete. That'll make it 3rd down and 11.
So the passing game clicking for Carmel in the first half. It's been the one that's shown up to be the more powerful offensive weapon. They have 71 yards so far, and 54 of the 71 yards coming on the touchdown drive in the second quarter.
Carmel has a minute 51 left in the half. The ball is on their 45-yard line. Peening wide out right side, high formation. 2 receivers on the left side. Meek rolls out left side. Looks down the field, finds Trizler. Trizler traps the ball. He thinks he caught it, but the pass is rolled incomplete, bringing up 4th down and 11 at the 143 mark in the first half of play.
Almost another good catch for Trizler. He had that one-handed grab earlier in this drive on a 2nd down.
As Trizler thought he caught that ball, but regardless, at 4th and 11, Weintraub will come into punt. Snap is good. Gets it away. An excellent punt by Weintraub. Going to land the 25-yard line. Take a Ben Davis roll up to the 30, where it will be down right there. So the minute 35 left. Ben Davis has the ball at the 30-yard line. And 35 in the first half, that is. Let's see if they decide to try to go 70 yards and put this in the end zone.
Ben Davis with 140 offensive yards, only 5 of those yards coming passing, so running definitely has been the key for Ben Davis in the first half. Shelby doing a good job filling in for Hogan, who coming into this ball game had 1,300 yards.
Darren Phillips, quarterback for the Giants, gets set, offset eye. Fullback comes in motion now in the eye. 2 wideouts left side. Going to drop back to pass, throw way downfield to the 30-yard line. He's got a man open. Penalty flags go down. Nick Olson had good coverage, but he might have bumped Graham just a little bit too much downfield as Graham almost came up with that ball.
Olson was on the coverage. It was good tight coverage, but it looked like he was pulling on the inside arm a little bit, and that's going to draw the flag every time. But that was a good pass from Phillips. The one thing I've seen tonight is Phillips has done a lot of good play fakes.
It was an excellent play fake. I lost the ball for just a second. Defensive pass interference, although it's not to the spot of the foul. So that might have been a good play, actually, by Olsen, as Graham was very close to reeling that ball in.
It was a good pass, and he was right there to catch it, so maybe it was a good play. As you said, saving a touchdown, maybe.
Minute 27 now remaining. It'll be 1st and 10. Ben Davis. The ball is moved up to the 44-yard line of Ben Davis.
That's 45 yards in penalties so far for Carmel in the first half. Ben Davis has 35. There's been 8 penalties total by both teams in the first half so far, so a lot of penalties.
Offset eye, 2 wideouts left side. Tight end right side. Phillips sets. Barks out the signals. Sends his fullback now to the left side. Takes the snap, takes the handoff, rolls on left side, hit by Mike Wagner, and Mike Wagner bumped the arm of Phillips and made that pass go incomplete, so an excellent defensive pressure by Mike Wagner from that right side.
Wagner came straight in, and initially Phillips was looking right, and when he turned left, he saw Wagner right in his face and was lucky to get that one off.
Minute 15 in the first half. Scores 14-7 in favor of the Ben Davis Giants. They have the ball on their own 44-yard line. And it's an official timeout. They need to discuss something. The officials come over and have a word with Carmel's coaching staff.
Ben Davis in the first half, 1 for 8 in passing. We saw him try and go down deep down the field in this drive already.
I'm not sure what that was about. They had a phone call up to the booth here. But regardless, minute 19, play continues. I formation, 2 wideouts left side. Carmel shows blitz, they back off. So we're going to be reversed to Graham. Graham around the right side to 40, 45, 50. Kohler almost brings it down to 40. Now he's at Carmel 30, 25. Play is stopped. I'm not sure what happened. Nobody was tackled. The official just blew it dead. Did he run out of bounds? It looks like he ran out of bounds at the 35-yard line of the Greyhounds.
Kohler and Morris, the only 2 Greyhounds on the pursuit, and it was enough to just put him out of bounds. The line judge said he ran out at Carmel's 35-yard line, so a break there for Carmel, as only 2 Carmel defenders were over there, and they're both blocked.
Handed the ball to Shelby, and Graham came around in his left side wideout position to get the handoff from Shelby. Now Graham moves out left side. Ben Davis has the ball to 35. Minute 08 remaining. An excellent 2-minute drive orchestrated by Phillips. Phillips hands the ball to Shelby. Shelby goes over the right tackle spot down at the 31-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. The clock now ticks under a minute remaining. Ben Davis calls the timeout, and with that timeout, we'll take a 60-second booster break. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: Ted and Dottie Broad, Jim and Marianne Brocky and family, Peggy and Bob Broda, Barry Brody, Jerry, Debbie, and Lindsey Brown, Margie and Bill Bryan, Don, Becky, Brooke, and Drew Bryanton, Jim and Joyce Burrow, Nasser, Patricia, and Adam Butt, the Kale family, Don, Betty, and Steve, Dennis and Charlotte Cake, Norman and Deborah Callahan, Hugh and Lee Calvin and family, John and Jan Canine, Bill and Susan Cantwell and family, Jackie Rasmussen and family, Kenneth Recker, Ross Scholler. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check or money order to the Greyhound Booster Club for $25 at 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to this list.
Hello and welcome back to Carmel. This is Kevin Rust alongside Derek Harding. The Greyhounds trail by 7. There's 59.4 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Ben Davis has the ball at Carmel's 31-yard line. The second down and 6. I formation, split wideouts. Tight end left side. Phillips is looking at Carmel's blitz. They hand the ball off to Edwards. Edwards tries to go up the middle, knocked down at the 30-yard line. Pick up of 1 on the play.
Knocked down on the play by Billy Brown, the left defensive end for Carmel. Good job of containing as Ben Davis trying to take that one around the right side.
The clock now at 40 seconds and running. I formation, split wideouts, more of a slot back actually on the right side. Pitch left side. And B.J. Hammer knocks back Tony Shelby. Tony Shelby got lost in the crowd, and B.J. Hammer came flying out of nowhere and knocked him back to the original line of scrimmage as the clock is stopped at 26 seconds even left in the first half of play.
B.J. Hammer was initially hit. Head of guard Whitlock also coming over to help. Carmel not fooled on that play as they had 3 unblocked defenders over there. The first one being B.J. Hammer with the big hit.
A friendly spot at the 34-yard line. Ben Davis just called a timeout to stop the clock. But we'll keep it here for you. Final again, 26 seconds now remaining in the first half. Darren Phillips has done an excellent job moving his Ben Davis Giants team down the field. With a minute 51 remaining. He has the ball on with the 44, I believe, is where he actually started after a pass interference called on Nick Olson way down the field. Olson actually ended up by having that pass interference by breaking up the pass intended to Raines. saving Carmel about 20 yards.
Carmel's defense doing a good job stopping the run in the second quarter, though.
But that was the catalyst of this drive. Ben Davis lines up in a split-back formation. So only two wideouts, and they're split evenly. Ben Davis is a tight end right side. Fourth down and 9. Phillips drops back to pass. Looks right, throws across the middle of the field. He's got a man open. It was his tight end, but the tight end couldn't hold on to the ball. As it falls to the ground harmlessly, that was Dennis Eckert, the intended receiver. So Carmel will take over and downs with 21 seconds remaining. And they'll have the ball at their own 34-yard line.
Carmel's defense stepping up in the second quarter to slow them down a little bit. First quarter, they had 109 yards rushing. Second quarter, they only had 54. So the defense of Carmel giving the ball back to their offense with 21.9 seconds left in this first half. See if they can't get something done.
Carmel may elect to sit on this. Going 66 yards would be quite a feat in 21.9 seconds. They line up in an I formation. Two wideouts are split evenly in the form of Sarah and Chrysler. There's on the right. Meek gives the ball to Whaling right up the middle. Whaling falls forward for a pickup of 2. The clock now under 15 seconds as it keeps on rolling. Under 10 now. Carmel is heading to the locker room. So your halftime score of 14-7 here from Carmel. Ben Davis does lead by a touchdown, though. And we're going to send it back to the station for a 2-minute booster break. That's 2 minutes on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: the Buzz Wisiger family, Beth, Pat, Aaron, and Ashley.
Production of the senior band Paris. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening the Marching Greyhounds will present the opening number and the closing number of their 1996 competition show. The band is in the middle of one of their finest seasons ever and will compete in the ISSMA Regional tomorrow at 5:56 p.m. here at the Carmel Stadium. Tonight's show will be conducted by Field Commanders Andy Keller and Chrissy Farrell. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Carmel High School Marching Greyhounds. And it is our pleasure at this time to recognize the senior members of the Marching Greyhounds and their parents. Beginning with Kendra Atkins and her parents, Ron and Sharon Atkins. Terrence Baker, parents Marilee and William Rice. Carrie Bogan and parents Greg and Marcia Bogan. J.R. Cohey and parents Richard and Lynn Cohey. Colleen Deegan and parents John and Mary Ellen Deegan. Scott Dorman and parents Jackie and Jay Dorman. Chrissy Farrell and parents Joe and Tammy Farrell. Tara Goebel, parents David and Cindy Goebel. Joe Green, parents Stuart and Janine Green. Ryan Griffith and parents Gary and Marianne Griffith. Alicia Gutterman, parents Herb and Barb Gutterman. Anna Hazley, her parents David and Susan Hazley. Allison Hales, parents Lynn and Jeff Hales. Abby Hodges, parents Tom Mullins and Julie Zagelder. Jim Irzeri, parents James and Ann Irzeri. Kim Johnson and parents Lou and Judy Johnson. Andy Keller, parents Dwayne and Debbie Keller. Stephen Kinney, parents Mark and Delynn Kinney. Lori Kolazinski and parents Gail and Dave Kolazinski. Alicia Kowach and her parents Bruce and Connie Lidstrom. Becky Koornert, parents Vic and Rita Jo Koornert. John McKee and parents Bill and Sharon McKee. Mary Metcalf and parents Doug and Kathy Metcalf. Angela Miller, parents Terry and Karen Miller. Ann Moore and parents John and Susan Moore. Laura Nolan and parents David and Carol Nolan. Debbie Norris and parents Bob and Linda Norris. Rebecca Perkins and parents Symphony and Scott Wood. Kara Pulley and parents Steve and Nancy Pulley. Matt Shumway, parents Karen and Gary Shumway. Rob Smelzer, parents Herb and Marlene Smelzer. Robbie Smith, parents John and Kathy Smith. Brian St. Armour and parents Jean and Greg St. Armour. Jeff Stayskull and parents Sandy and Paul Stayskull. Nate Walker and parents Gary and Janice Walker. Jenny Wallander and parents Tom and Beth Wallander. Ladies and gentlemen, these parents greeted by the directors of the band, Principal Bill Duke of Carmel High School. How about a nice hand for the senior members of the Marching Greyhounds and their parents, the class of 1997. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you with football raffle tickets, if you will pull those out at this time, we need the winners to report to the press box immediately, or we'll have to have a second drawing. The football this evening is the Olympic Conference 1996 champion football, the 5 and Hope Greyhounds, champions of the conference in its last year in conference competition. The number is 60, 43, 620. 60, 43, 620. And the winner of 2 tickets to the IU Penn State ball game. 60, 43, 474, 60, 43, 47, and 4. If you have either of those tickets, report to the press box immediately. minutes to kick off to start the second half. Cannon Polk returns ball from his own 16 out to the 36. A 20-yard run back brought down by Colston. First and 10 for Carmel from their own 37.
First possession of the second half. Score is 14-7 in favor of the Giants. Carmel in split back formation. Two wideouts there, left side, Trisler right side. They hand the ball to Polk. Polk goes around off tackle. He's down at the 43-yard line. A quick move. Got him about 6 yards out of the play.
They take the handoff right to Whaling and then gave it right back to Shannon Polk on the left side. A little bit of a mixed direction there. Pretty successful for Carmel. 6 yards for them.
Second down and 4 now. From the Greyhounds' 43-yard line, Carmel got their first solid run from the line of scrimmage all ball game long. Carmel in the eye, Peening tight end right side, Sarah off to the left, Trisler far right side. Whaling comes in motion now off the right, back to the left, lines up over the left guard, hands the ball to Polk now. Polk gets to the line of scrimmage and he stops real close at that line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1.
He was hit immediately by Marcus Adams, the right defensive end. He's a junior for Ben Davis. 272 pounds, part of the huge Ben Davis defensive line.
Loss of maybe half a foot on the play. Bringing up third down and 3. Carmel breaks their huddle. Bertelli tight end left side, Trisler off to the far right. Peening is also a tight end on the right. Split back formation. Takes a snap, drops back, looks right side, hit as he's thrown, dumps the ball to Peening. Peening just actually overthrew Peening. He took quite a hit as he delivered that ball.
Gordon Merritt on the hit, the left defensive end for Ben Davis. That's the second time he's applied a hit after Meek has thrown, and Meek was forced to throw a little bit earlier there as he overthrew his intended receiver.
10:23 remaining in the third quarter. Greyhounds down by 7. Weintraub to punt, fourth down and 3. Snap is good. Plenty of time. Weintraub gets it away. It's going to bounce to the 32-yard line, and Whitlock is going to let it roll out of bounds at the 27-yard line, where Ben Davis will take over on downs. That's got to be disappointing for Coach Tim Belden to go 3 and out the first possession of the second half.
The important thing now is for Carmel's defense, who played well or better in the second quarter, to give the ball back to Carmel's offense.
So Carmel's defense now called upon to stop the Ben Davis rushing attack. As they're going to line up in an I formation, Tony Shelby is the deep back, 2 wideouts left side. Carmel shows blitz, they give it to Shelby on the delay. Shelby goes right side at the 30, brought down at the 32-yard line.
Todd Wright caught him from behind the nose guard. He came in and then turned around and caught him from behind. A good tackle by Todd Wright. Was able to come from behind and get his feet there as Shelby had a good hole to run through that time.
Todd Wright shown excellent closing distance on the running backs of Ben Davis this evening. Played one of his better games thus far. I formation, 2 wideouts left side. Phillips sets, barks out the signal, takes the snap, takes the ball, moves out left side, throws the ball left side. His receiver couldn't hang on to the ball. He left his feet to catch it. It just slipped right through his hands. The intended receiver on that play was Vince Johnson.
2 times in the first half we saw Phillips take the handoff and roll out to the side twice like that and run for a first down. That time, Carmel's right defensive end Wagner did not commit and stayed on his containment and was right for side across from Phillips and didn't allow him to run on that time. Phillips threw the incomplete pass.
Third down and 5 from Ben Davis's 33. 1 back set for Ben Davis. 2 wideouts, they're split equally. Tight end right side. Phillips takes a snap, gives it off right side to Shelby. Shelby goes out of bounds. He's going to be close to the first down. And we'll see what the official mark is. First down, Ben Davis. Just got in that third down play. On the right side, Shelby. Excellent game running this far.
Ben Davis's offense has been running, as you said. Excellent game for Shelby. They have 170 yards rushing so far in this game.
So first and 10 from Ben Davis's 33 as the Giants come to the line of scrimmage with two wideouts left side. Shelby, the lone man in the backfield, double tight end set. Phillips drops back to pass, play action, looks left, throws left, got a man open on the left side, overthrows his tight end. The intended receiver on the left side over there was Dennis Eckert. Eckert's had a couple nice runs on tight end reverses.
And we've seen Phillips on the play action all night long, and Eckert was open there. He just overthrew him. That's the second time we've seen him overthrow him tonight.
So 8:58 now remaining in the third quarter. 14-7 in favor of the Giants. They have the ball, second and 10 on Carmel's, or rather their own 33-yard line. Phillips comes to the line, double tight end. One man in the backfield, two wideouts. Phillips hands the ball off to Shelby. Shelby's got a hold at the 50-45. Penalty flags come down, though. This was in the backfield for Ben Davis. We'll see what the official call is. Holding Ben Davis. That one's coming back.
That's a break for Carmel. That was a 17-yard run for Shelby and a first down, but it's going to come back with the penalty against Ben Davis. And Shelby had a huge run to hold a run through that time.
And even the official delayed on throwing that because Shelby was all the way up to like the 47-yard line, so that was a costly penalty. If that occurred that late, that would be devastating. He only fell forward for another 2 yards. So that'll bring up second down and 20.
Both teams now have 45 penalty yards against them. There's been 9 penalties in this ball game so far, so a lot of penalties hurting both teams.
8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Ben Davis up by a touchdown. They line up with the double tight end set again. Two wideouts left side. Shelby's the one man in the backfield. Phillips hands the ball off to his tight end. Again, he rumbles up the middle to the 32-yard line. That's not going to do it for the first down, but nice little pickup there by Dennis Eckert.
Brought down on the play by Joe Kohler and Todd Wright. And then a bunch of Greyhound defenders came over to help out.
Officials getting forward progress after the 34-yard line. Bringing up third down now. And probably looks like it'll be about 16 yards. Well, third down and 14 yards. So 4 wideouts. Shelby the only one in the backfield. As Phillips barks out the signals, takes the handoff, looks downfield. He's under some pressure. Dumps the ball off to Shelby at the 40-yard line. He's cut out of bounds now. Right there at the 45. The crowd all stood up. I'm not sure what happened there. Well, I just been a little nervous as Shelby had some room to run, but Hedegaard was able to close on him and drag him out of bounds.
It looked like a screen play for Ben Davis. They had Marcus Adams and Ed Love, the right side of the defensive line, 5 yards upfield there blocking.
So fourth down now. John Sarah is going to return this punt. Punting for Ben Davis this evening. Kyle Moffitt. Sarah's back at his 21-yard line. It's a good punt. Sarah moves all the way to the right side for 15-yard line where he lets it roll out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Excellent punt by Moffitt.
Carmel's defense does a good job of stopping Ben Davis, and then Moffitt comes out with that good punt. It's really going to help Ben Davis.
So first and 10 from the 9. More importantly, though, Carmel's defense stopped Ben Davis. 7:28 remaining.
And the defense has stopped Ben Davis since the first quarter of play.
Greyhounds are going to need to go 91 yards to tie this score up. They break their huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Triller, Sarah out left side, I formation. Peening as a wideout on the right side. Whalen comes in motion to the left, now back to the right, back to the left again. He drops back to pass, rolls out left side. He's got a foot in the end zone. He's almost running for the safety. Scrambled just out of the end zone at the 2-yard line. Very close to being a safety.
What a job by Travis Meek staying out of the end zone that time. He had 2 defenders on him. Defensive tackle Marcus Adams, as well as the left side defensive end for Ben Davis. And he did a good job of staying out of the end zone with 2 defenders on him.
This is where Carmel would like to have a productive running game here. Ball's on the 2-yard line. See if they like to give the ball to Polk. Give them some room to breathe. 2nd and 18. Again from their own 2-yard line. I formation. Peeney's a wide out on the left. Sarah Trisler on the right. Meek drops back. It's a delay to pull Polk up at the 5-yard line. Breaks the tackle. Up at the 7-yard line where he's finally brought down close to the original line of scrimmage. They got 3rd down and 12.
Good blocking by the left side of Carmel's line to supply the hole for Shannon Polk and give Carmel some running room. That's Scott Kaminsky and Grant Eccles on the left side for Carmel.
Carmel may have to start running some delays, maybe even a little bit of trickery here to get their ground game going. As Pena and Polk come out of the ball game. Trisler comes out left side with Feldman. Sarah and Baird out on the right side. Williams the only man in the backfield. Meek drops back to pass. Got a foot in the end zone, gets rid of it to Trisler, and the ball's picked off at the 30-yard line. On the interception was Charles Avan. That ball was intended for Jason Trisler.
Yeah, Meek trying to hit Trisler on the far left sideline, going deep. Avant did a nice job. He's the right corner. He came over and the pass was a little underthrown. Not bad. Pretty good pass. Avant did a good job of reading the pass and coming over and intercepting the ball.
Just under 6 minutes now remaining in the 3rd quarter. Davis, an excellent field position, has the ball in Carmel's 32 after Avant's interception. Comes the line in an eye. Double tight end set. Wide out left side. Phillips hands the ball off. A little bit confusion there. Gives it to Shelby. Shelby runs in to Phillips. So because of that, Shelby gets dropped for a 3-yard loss.
Wagner and Kohler in on the stop after, as you said, the running back and the quarterback colliding in the backfield.
Scratch that. That was Corey Edwards on the carry, the fullback. So 2nd down and 14. Carmel needs to push Ben Davis back. Now under 5.5 minutes remaining. Ben Davis by touchdown. 2 wideouts left side. Offset eye. Tight end right side. Fullback comes in motion to the left. They hand the ball off. Right up the middle. A new running back in the ballgame. That was Mark Scott with the carry. Scott gets back, or close to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard shy of that. They got 3rd down and 11.
Stopped on the play by Hedegaard and Wright, the nose guard and linebacker for Carmel. Carmel's defense doing a much better job stopping the run in the 2nd and 3rd quarter of this ball game.
That's what Carmel needs to do, force Ben Davis to throw the ball. So again, an offset eye, 2 wideouts left side, tight end right side. Man comes in motion, now it's the fullback over to the left. He takes the ball to Scott. Phillips drops back, he's throwing into the end zone, into double coverage, and the ball's complete at the 3-yard line. Threw into double coverage. Hoagland and Olsen were both on the coverage there. Completed that ball to Darren Graham. Darren on the left side of the field.
Darren Graham, as you said, the left wideout for Ben Davis. He ran an in pattern and then turned it to the outside as the ball was in the air, thrown from Phillips. A good pattern running. Really pretty good coverage by Carmel. They had high-low coverage on him, but a good pass by Phillips and a good catch by Graham.
So 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Ben Davis comes to the line of scrimmage in an I formation. Slot back left side, comes in motion to the right. Phillips quarterback keeper up the middle. Touchdown Ben Davis, 20-7 at the 4:06 mark. As they'll come in to try to attempt the point after.
That touchdown put up by the long pass throw by Ben Davis. Unfortunately for Carmel, Carmel starting to stop the run, and then Ben Davis comes out and passes like that.
So they come on to attempt the extra point. They break their huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Ben Davis up now by 2 scores, 20-7. 4:06 remaining in the third quarter of play. Snap is high. Hold is good, though. Kick is up, splits the uprights, and it makes it 21-7. Carmel now needs 2 touchdowns as their kick return team comes into the ball game.
Carmel had held them to 5 yards passing in the first half, and then Ben Davis comes out and throws for 35 yards in the third period. It's Carmel's defense starting to show some signs of stopping the run, and then Ben Davis comes out with that big 25-yard pass play to set him up for the touchdown.
Shannon Polk comes back deep with David Martin and John Serra. Polk at the 10-yard line, on waiting for his kick. Freeze had several good kickoffs this ball game. Again, still plenty of time. Just under a quarter and a half left in this ball game. Carmel does need 2 touchdowns, though. And a kick from the 40. It's a good one. Sends Polk back to the 6-yard line, right down the middle of the field. He brings it up right side, hits the accelerator at the 20. 25, spin move, runs into Brent Thomas, and drops down at the 24-yard line.
So now Carmel really has to get something productive out of this offensive unit, a touchdown or even a field goal. Not that that's going to do a lot of good now at 14 points.
Although always remember, Shannon Polk's been quiet this far, but he does have the capability to break one at any moment. As Carmel huddles up, just under 4 minutes now left in the third quarter. Trisler comes out left side, pinning tight end right side, I formation. There's a slot back on the right. Meeks looking at a Ben Davis blitz. Penalty flags go down all over the place. Might have been encouragement on Ben Davis. One of the offensive linemen for the Greyhounds jumped. Aaron Peening's clapping, pointing to the Ben Davis side. Encroachment against Ben Davis. So it'll make it first down and 5 now.
So a break for Carmel there. That is Ben Davis' 50th penalty yard so far. They have 50 yards penalties. Definitely hurting them against Carmel.
Trisler right side, I formation. Sarah again the slot back on the right side. Peening tight end also on the right side. Sarah now comes in motion across from the right to the left. They give the ball to Sarah, comes around the right, off tackle. He's got the first down and a little bit more, falls down close to the 40-yard line. First down Greyhounds. And like I said, they might have to use a little bit of trickery to fool Ben Davis, and it worked that time for the first down.
Carmel did pull one out of their bag there. Sarah came in motion. They handed it off to him. Kind of a little bit of a reverse, and it highly successful for Carmel. They got about 12 yards on the play there.
So the end around is good for a first down. Shannon Polk comes out of the ball game. Sarah and Trisler off the left side. Welling, the lone man in the backfield. Feldman is also on that left side. Peening tight end right side. Mink takes the snap, drops back, throws the ball to Sarah on a quick slant. Sarah's hit as the ball touches his fingers as he was overthrown. That play was broken up by Jason Holock.
And the ball almost intercepted by Holock.
Also, Michael Adams had a chance to reel that in for an interception after the deflection from Holock in Sarah's hands. That's how most of the interceptions have occurred this night, off of ricochets, except for John Rollins. So Sarah comes out left side, Polk below man in the backfield, Trisler right side. Double tight end formation. Meek fakes the handoff, drops back to pass. He's under some heavy pressure, and he's going to go down at the 25-yard line. Penalty flags down all over the place, though, as Meeks claimed he was face masked.
Meek sacked by Gordon Merritt, the defensive end for Ben Davis.
3:30 now remaining in the third quarter of play. That's face masking against Ben Davis. And Meek was brought down by that face mask. Let's see. This is the big one.
And the penalty yards continue to hurt Ben Davis. That time they had a good sack against Meek, and face mask is going to give Carmel
a first down.
Yeah, automatic first down. That's 65 penalty yards against Ben Davis.
Carmel sends in 4 wideouts. They send Peenan and Pertelli out of the ball game. The ball's going to be placed at the 43-yard line, it looks like, in between the 43 and the 44-yard line of Carmel. Second down and 9. Not an automatic first down. A mistake. Line as well. 2 slot backs, 2 wideouts. Option play, they pitch to Polk. Polk at the 40, 45. Makes a spin move down at the 50-yard line. First down, Greyhounds.
Shannon Polk had 2 defenders unblocking that side. He did a good job of spinning around and getting a first down play there. Good gutsy run for Shannon Polk.
Shannon Polk starting to get his legs going and picking up some yardage here.
Carmel's rushing game had -1 yards in the first half. They now have 23 yards, so the rushing game starting to kick in for Carmel.
Ball's at the 49-yard line. They broke into Ben Davis territory. Sarah comes out left side, Trisler right side. I formation in the form of Whaling and Polk. Petey tight end right side. Think takes a snap. Takes the handoff. Rolls out right side under a lot of pressure. He's at the 25. Looks to get rid of the ball. Throws it out of bounds to the intended receiver, Jason Trisler. Good heads-up play there by Travis Meek to unload that ball with 2 Ben Davis defenders chasing him.
He was pressured on the play by one of the defenders he was pressured by was number 30, Robert Green, the 200-pound senior defensive end for Ben Davis, and Meek did a good job, as you said, of getting that one away.
So it's going to be second down and 10 now, facing your Greyhounds, as they trail 14 points, 21-7 to the second-ranked team in the state, the Ben Davis Giants. As Carmel sends in 3 wideouts, Pinion and Polk come out of the ball game. As Feldman and Trisler go off right side, Trisler's more of a slot back. 2 wideouts left side, Sarah and Bear. Meek out of the shotgun. Ben Davis showing blitz. It's a bad snap. Meek can't hold on to it. The ball gets away from him, and Ben Davis recovers at Carmel's 35-yard line. 2 turnovers in 2 consecutive possessions for the Greyhounds.
And that is 5 turnovers on the night for Carmel. Really hurting them.
Oh, bad snap. Meek lost where the ball was. First and 26. Apparently Carmel recovered that ball. No one... Or make that third and 26. Excuse me. No one recovered that ball for Carmel. I'm not sure what the ruling was, but anyway, Carmel has the ball at the 35-yard line. Third down situation. They need to get all the way to Ben Davis' 39-yard line. 4 wideouts, 2 right, 2 left. Whaling in the backfield. Meek drops back, looks right side. Throws the ball downfield to Trisler. Trisler almost catches the ball, and then it's almost intercepted at the 30-yard line, but batted down. Meek threw into triple coverage, figured it'd be just as good as a punt, even if it was intercepted. So Carmel comes up empty. And the second possession. In the second possession of the second half.
Ben Davis DB did a nice job breaking that one up. That pass was right on target for Trisler, streaking down the middle.
Under 2 minutes now left in the third quarter. We have Weintraub on the punt. Yes, he gets it away cleanly. Ball lands at the 40, takes a Carmel bounce down to the 30-yard line. Looks like Wells is going to down that. Hedegaard gives the punt return man. The punt return man touched the ball with his foot. That should be Carmel football unless they rule it was down by Wells before that. Hedegaard gave the punt return man a shot, knocked him over at the ball. And the official is going to give the ball to Ben Davis. The crowd not very happy with that call. I'm not sure if the official was looking down at that spot, not expecting anything to happen. But at any rate, Carmel and the crowd not happy with that call whatsoever, as they think Darren Graham touched that ball with his foot. And he did touch it. It was just a matter of whether the ball was down or not by one of Carmel's punt return men. So Ben Davis takes over at their own 26-yard line. Wide out left side, wide out right side. I formation. Phillips sets, takes the snap, takes the pitch, gives it to his fullback, Edwards. Edwards goes off left side at the 30. 35 got the first down, 40. 45, high steps down the sideline at the 50-yard line where he stumbles out of bounds.
Olsen hit him about 5 yards back to knock his balance off there. So Olsen saving the touchdown run from Ben Davis.
First down and 10. Minute and a half remaining in the third quarter of play. Scores 21-7 in favor of Ben Davis. They have the ball. Their own 43-yard line, as apparently Edwards went out of bounds. Two wide outside formation. Phillips takes the handoff, drops back, looks left side. He's going to throw left side. He's going to throw long down the field. Olsen's on coverage. He overthrew his intended receiver, Darren Graham. Graham was standing about the 5-yard line, and Graham had 2 steps on Carmel's defense.
And Phillips overthrew him by about 5 yards. As Phillips is 3 for 14 tonight, running game is really what's helped them out. 189 yards rushing for Ben Davis so far. Carmel's running game starting to do a little bit better with 23 yards rushing compared to the first half total of a -2.
Carmel just a little over a quarter to score 2 touchdowns against this very tough Ben Davis team. They have the ball right now. They hand the ball off to Scott. Scott up the middle for 50, 45, one man to beat 40. He's at the 30. He may go at the 20, 25, or rather 10, 5, touchdown. Ben Davis.
Good blocking by Ben Davis's line. Just a huge hole and good running. That hurt.
That's going to make it 27-7. With a minute 13 left in the third quarter of play. And penalties and turnovers have hurt the Greyhounds in the third quarter of play. The point after attempt team comes in for Ben Davis. Snap is high. It's not handled well. The holder is going to roll out right side. He's looking to the end zone. He gets it off in the end zone where it is caught for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 29-7. Things are going well for Ben Davis. That was a complete pass from Anthony Crane, the backup quarterback, the senior from Ben Davis. Complete to Dennis Eckert in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
So Ben Davis with a 56-yard touchdown pass and then a 2-point conversion has him on top 29-7. Minute 13 left in the third quarter.
So Carmel set to return yet another kick. (29-7) now. Minute 13 remaining in the third quarter of play.
Ben Davis showing a lot more passing in the second half, and it's caught Carmel twice.
Pulled back deep with Farron Martin. Bolt again standing at the 10-yard line. 3 set to kick the ball off. And he gives the ball a boot. Low wide drive kick lands at the 20, fielded by Sarah. Sarah at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and almost broke that one. He was caught from behind.
So Sarah was a good return for Carmel. Going to set Carmel's offense in their best field position in the second half at the 40-yard line of Carmel.
Carmel needs to score quickly as there's 13 minutes and 8 seconds remaining of game clock play. Means there's a minute 8 left in the third quarter. As Carmel now needs 3 scores, a 2-point conversion. Tristan out left side, Sarah right side, I formation. Whaling comes in motion over to the right. Now back to the left. Meek takes the snap, fakes the hand off the Polk, rolls out left side under some pressure, dumps the ball off to Trifler at the 40-yard line, but stays in bounds at the 35, and he's dropped down at the 32-yard line. The tackle by Ben Davis is going to go to Kyle Moffitt.
28-yard pass completion to Trifler on the play. He did a good job rolling out, planning really quick and throwing that ball high enough to get over the jumping DB of Ben Davis and complete to Trifler.
So under a minute now left in the third quarter. Carmel breaks the huddle. Breaks the huddle. Shannon Polk comes out of the ball game. One in the lone man in the backfield. 2 wide outs there, left side. Trifler right side. Meek drops back to pass. Looks right, pump fake, hit as he's thrown. He's hit hard too. Throws into double coverage and just overthrew his intended receiver Trifler down the middle of the field. The pressure there will put on Meek. Was Kyle Moffitt again. And he drilled Meek into the ground.
Luckily, Meek threw that one high enough and far enough where it wasn't in any danger.
36.2 seconds now left in the third quarter of play. Your Greyhounds trail 29-7 to the Ben Davis Giants. They have the ball on their own 32-yard line. Second down and 10 now. I formation. PD tight end left side. Saren Trissler, wideouts right side. Meek takes the handoff, drops back, looks left, dumps the ball off to Polk. Polk is at 30, where he's brought down at about the 27-yard line. Aaron Peening gets into it a little bit, and the flags come down. That was Scott French who pushed Peening down. Peening got up with his hands in the air, and French gave him the shot and knocked him down. That's going to be a personal foul. And Scott French, the Ben Davis senior, left tackle and guard. And mixing up with the screen is going to prove effective for him as it did there. So that'll give Carmel another 15 yards. Ball was originally marked at the 33.
That's 80 yards in penalties against Ben Davis.
Fortunately for Ben Davis, though, it hasn't been much of a factor, as they pretty much dominated this game. Carmel only scoring once. 24 seconds now remaining in the third quarter of play. 29-7 is your score in favor of Ben Davis.
Carmel has passed the ball for 99 yards. Passing, unusually, at least for the games we've seen, they usually run it, but passing being the key of this game so far.
Sarah left side, Trissler right side. I formation. PD tight end right side. Ben Davis blitzes. Meek, under some pressure, gets rid of the ball to Sarah in the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds. That makes it 13 points for the Greyhounds, 29 for Ben Davis. As Carmel will eventually need a two-point conversion, let's see if they're going to go ahead and kick the extra point or stay in and try to convert the point after attempt. I'd just expect them to go ahead and try to have Lonzo knock this ball through.
Meek rolled out on the left side on that play, and Sarah did a good job of getting Michael Adams the corner on the coverage, turned around, and he caught it 1 yard deep in the end zone for the touchdown for Carmel.
Well, looks like Travis Meek staying in the ball game. Sarah's in there, Trissler's in there, Feldman's in there. Peening was set up to have the long snap, but now he's a tight end on the left side, Whaley the one man in the backfield. He's offset. Meek drops back, rolls out right. Whaley pancakes a would-be would-be tackler on Meek. Meek gets it into the end zone. The pass is complete. Not sure there's three receivers over there, but regardless, 2-point conversion.
Josh Feldman was the receiver with the catch, hitting the out pattern 2 yards deep in the end zone. That's big for Carmel. Get 9 points out of that drive, and they really needed it.
So 4.5 seconds remaining now in the third period of play. Not too early for an onside kick, as, like we said, Carmel needs to reach into their bag of tricks and see if they can work a little magic here. Scores 29-15 in favor of Ben Davis. Carmel set to kick off, though, to Ben Davis. Only 4.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play.
Well, we might see it, as you said, Ken, we might see an onside kick if Carmel trusts their defense.
This game is far from over. Carmel only down by 14 points. And receiver tees it up at the 40-yard line. And is set to kick this ball away. It's a short kick. Going at the 20-yard line, brought up to the 25 by an upback. Makes some moves out to the left side. Goes back to the 30-yard line. He's pulled down from behind by Eric Hedegaard, straight into the ground. Eric Hedegaard had an excellent special teams ball game.
Eric Hedegaard came from the opposite side of the field to catch him from behind. What a tackle by Eric Hedegaard. Special teams work, paying off for Carmel.
That was an intentional little short kick by a receiver. You can tell he just kind of short-legged it, if you will. And Kicked it high in the air. That's the end of the third quarter. So with that, we'll take a 60-second booster break. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds. Well, maybe we'll just keep it right here for the time being. For the start of the fourth quarter, Carmel's got their four fingers up on the sideline. Like I said, this game is far from over. Carmel down by 14 points. Ben Davis will have the ball at their own 30-yard line. Carmel's defense is going to need to shut Ben Davis down quickly and give their offensive unit the ball back.
Carmel with about 115 yards passing so far in this game. Passing has been the key. And for Ben Davis, with 255 yards running, been the key for them. Carmel's defense has to stop the run.
I formation, wide out right side. They hand the ball to Scott. Scott up the middle. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Brought down by DJ Hammer.
PJ Hammer and Eric Hedegaard combining to make the stop. Eric Hedegaard did a good job coming up and filling the gap.
Ben Davis huddles up. Phillips just probably wants to eat this last 12 minutes of game clock away. Comes to the line of scrimmage. The double tight end set. Two wideouts right side. Scott the lone man in the backfield. He gets the call off right tackle, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line.
Brought down by Wagner. Wagner was a good open field tackle. Stopping him short of the first down by a little over 4 yards.
Well, minutes ticked away here in the fourth quarter. 11 minutes remaining now. Ben Davis has the ball at the 35-yard line. Third down and 5. Big third down play for Carmel's defense. Ben Davis in the eye. Tight end left side. Two wideouts right side. They give the ball to Scott in delay. Scott tries to get around the right end, but Wagner has nothing to do with that. As he came from the other side of the field, makes the stop, 3-yard line, the line of scrimmage, forcing a fourth down, and a punt by Ben Davis.
Wagner with the key play, as you said, cutting right through the defensive line of Ben Davis and stopping him short. So Carmel's defense will give it back to the offense of Carmel and see what Carmel's offense can do. The defense did the job that time.
Moffitt back to punt. Moffitt's been all over the field today for Ben Davis. Sarah standing at the 30-yard line. Carmel with a lot of pass rush. They brought everybody. Sarah's going to let it bounce at the 40-yard line, roll to the 30, and going to be down at the 25-yard line. As Eric Hedegaard yet again getting in another little skirmish with Moffitt. As Hedegaard probably leads the all-time team in forcing personal fouls on the other team. As penalty flags are down, he's pushing his own teammates out of the way until B.J. Hammer calms him down, and some of the Carmel coaching staff, and I believe there's a penalty flag down now, about the 45-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Ben Davis. He almost signaled to Carmel, but he went ahead and went to the Ben Davis side. Like I said, if they kept statistics on drawing personal fouls, I think Eric Hedegaard would above and beyond be the winner. He plays so hard. He plays 110% all the time. And I think the punter got into it that time.
There's been 12 penalties in this ball game, 95 yards in penalties against Ben Davis.
Now move it up to the 40-yard line. So Carmel now is excellent field position just that quickly.
They have to capitalize.
Now Hedegaard's now leading the cheerleading from the sidelines. Carmel huddles up. First and 10. 10:02 remaining in the ball game. Carmel needs 14 points. Carmel on its own 40-yard line. I formation. Sarah Trissler, left side. Nate barks out the signals. Takes the snap. Gives the ball to, fakes the ball to Sarah on reverse. Drops back, throws the ball to Trissler. Trissler has to close on the ball at the 30-yard line. Trissler had to run over the secondary, Scott French, to try to get to that ball. And then Trissler fell down, couldn't get to the ball. No penalty flags called. The crowd is irate with that no call.
Good throw by Meek. Trissler just got into a little traffic there.
So that'll bring up second and 10. Carmel not satisfied with that no call there as Trissler was interfered with, certainly, but that kind of call, it's just up to the official. So Sarah and Peening come out right side. Peening's a slot back. Number wide up far left side, Polk the one man in the backfield. Again, 2nd and 10. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Meek drops back, looks right, and looks to the center. Dumps it off to Peening. Peening at the 40, 45, up to the 50, down at the 48-yard line, breaks into Ben Davis territory. First down, Greyhounds.
Huge clutch play by Aaron Peening there. Getting the first down and getting the crowd into this game.
Like I said, it's been a playoff atmosphere. So Carmel, 1st and 10. As they huddle up, send Pertelli out to the sideline. Their right side, Trissler left side, I formation. Peening tight end left side. Meek takes the handoff, rolls out right side, throws downfield to Sarah. He's going to overthrow his intended receiver because Meek went down as he threw that ball. As he's been under some pressure here in the second half.
I think he was forced to throw that one a little bit early, as you said. Pressure was in on top of him, and he had to get it away to avoid getting sacked.
Coach Jim Belden, excellent play calling in the second half, realizing the run wasn't working as well as he'd hoped it to. Going to the pass now. As it's 2nd down and 10. Sarah goes out right side, Trissler left side. Again an eye. Beans the tight end on the left side. Welling comes in motion to the left. Meek takes a snap, rolls out left side. He's under some pressure, throws the ball to Trissler. Trissler's hit as he's thrown, almost intercepted 3 times, and it's finally ruled incomplete as 3 Ben Davis players had a chance to intercept that ball. Peening got into it with one of the secondary players for Ben Davis. This is a heated battle every year between these two schools.
So there's been 5 interceptions this game, and most of them have come just that way. Tip balls and defenders coming up with them. And that time, it almost happened again. But Trissler doing a good job of hitting around in there, not allowing him to come down with it.
3rd and 10. Ball's on Ben Davis's 49. 9:12 remaining in the ballgame. Carmel needs 2 touchdowns and 2 extra point conversions to tie. 29-14 is your score. Polk comes out as Polk's going to go out on the sideline. Trissler right side. William the low man in the backfield. Double tight end set. Sarah left side. Meek under some pressure. Gets flushed out of the pocket. He's dropped at the 45-yard line. Bringing up 4th down and 15.
He was sacked on the play by Mark Zachary, the senior, 6 foot, 274 pounds.
Belden is not happy on the sideline. He stopped the offensive line, all of them, and is screaming and showing a lot of body language, not happy with that offensive unit. Good snap. Punt gets away cleanly by Weintraub. Ball can be fair caught, and it's caught at the 26-yard line as B.J. Hammer took Scott French to the ground just to let him know he was there. So it'll be 1st and 10 Ben Davis. 8:33 remaining in the ball game. Ball will be placed on the 28-yard line of Ben Davis.
So now Carmel's defense has to come out and make a big defensive stop and give the ball back to Carmel with a good time on the clock. They can't afford a long Ben Davis drive here.
Mark at the 28, 1st and 10, Ben Davis. 1 man in the backfield, 2 wideouts. Double tight end formation. Penalty flags come down. Might have been some movement on that offensive line. Nope. Ben Davis is clapping. Encroachment on Carmel. Carmel was just getting set on their defensive line. One of them might have fell forward. That's all I can think of as to what happened on that play. So it'll be 1st down and 5 from the 33-yard line. 1 back formation again. Double tight end, 2 wideouts, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Phillips takes the snap, gives the hand up to Scott. Scott around the right end, 35-40. Got the first down, falls down at the 45-yard line where he's stacked up by Carmel's defense. But first down, Ben Davis.
Ben Davis continues to run well. They have 270 yards in this game. And that has definitely been the key to Ben Davis' offense in this game.
So that'll bring up another 1st and 10 for Ben Davis, as they've been moving the chains all ball game long. 8:19 now left in the ball game. One back set, double tight end formation, 2 wideouts left side. Give the ball to Scott. Scott up the middle. He's knocked down about a yard from the line of scrimmage by Joe Kohler.
Joe Kohler, the junior linebacker for Carmel, coming in there and making the stop. Only allowing 1 yard on the play for Ben Davis' running game.
Ben Davis breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. 2 wideouts left side. Double tight end set. Scott, the only man in the backfield. Penalty flags come down.
This is going to be the 15th penalty of this ball game.
Going against Carmel, encroachment. That pushes it into Carmel territory at the 48-yard line.
As I said, 14 penalties in the ball game. 55 yards against Carmel, 95 against Ben Davis.
1st and 5 for Ben Davis. They're up 29-15 with 7.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. 2 wideouts left side. Scott the lone man in the backfield. Double tight end formation. Carmel shows blitz. Scott gets the call around the left end. He's got some room to run. He gets the first down and a little bit more, falling down at the 42-yard line of Carmel.
Ben Hoagland fought off a block to make the initial hit on that play. A good play by Ben Hoagland, stopping him before he could get any more yardage. As it was, he got a first down.
So that'll bring up 1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Now 7 minutes remaining. Ben Davis is draining the clock. Wide out left side. Another wide out right side. Double tight end. Scott, lone man in the backfield. Phillips sets. Offside, or rather delay of game by Ben Davis, so that'll move them back now to 1st and 15. Carmel's doing, or rather Ben Davis doing an excellent job running out the clock.
Ben Davis with 100-yard penalty. It's amazing they've been as successful as they have. A 100-yard penalty is really going to hurt you.
The ball is placed on the 47-yard line of the Greyhounds. Split wideouts. Double tight end formation again. Scott, the one man in the backfield. They hand the ball off to get the tight end. He gets up to the 40-yard line, makes that the 41. A yard past the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Ben Davis continues to run the ball. Well, 290 yards for them, unfortunately.
6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Again, that same formation, double tight end. 2 wideouts, Scott in the backfield. A drop back to pass, Phillips over his right shoulder at the 30. 1st down, Ben Davis. Knocked down at about the 27-yard line.
Pressure on the play by Billy Brown, the left defensive end of Carmel.
As there's now 6 minutes remaining in the ball game, 29-15 the score. Ben Davis breaks the huddle. Come to the line. And an I formation, wide out left side. Phillips now hands the ball to Scott. Scott tries up the middle, then off to the right side. Rumbles forward for about 3 yards. Bringing up 2nd down and 7.
Carmel stopped a little bit better there. limiting to only 4 yards on the play.
5.5 minutes in running left in the ball game. Carmel down by 14 points. Ben Davis is driving now. They have the ball on Carmel's 24-yard line. An I formation, double tight end set, wide out left side. They pitch the ball to Scott. Scott going to fall forward to about the 20-yard line. After a pickup of 3 yards on the play. 3 yards shy of a first down.
This is going to be a huge third down. Carmel's defense is going to have to suck it up and stop him here.
Make that 6 yards shy of the first down, 3rd and 6. Split wide outside formation. Phillips sets. A tight end left side. Barks out the signals. Carmel showing blitz again. Phillips fakes the pitch, gives it to his fullback Edwards. Edwards falls forward for a pickup of 1 on the play. With 4 minutes and 20 seconds now remaining in the ball game. The clock is running.
B.J. Hammer and Eric Hedegaard were able to get in the backfield that time and stop him short of the first down.
Carmel would need a miraculous comeback here. 4th down and 5, they're going to call it. Let's see what Ben Davis elects to do. It looks like they're going to go for it. And that's probably the smart thing to do at this point. They're too close to punt, maybe a little bit too far away for a field goal. They line up in an I formation. They split their wideouts. There's 2 of them. Side and right side, Hedegaard shows blitz. Man comes in motion from the right to the left. Phillips takes down to Scott. He's under some pressure. Avoids Billy Brown. Rolls out left side to 20, 15, down at the 11-yard line. An excellent block by Edwards, knocking one of Carmel's players on their back. He's still down on his hands and knees. As he looks sore, I can't get a number. So one of Carmel's players is injured out on the sideline after Edwards put a knee block on him.
That was a huge block. I mean, he knocked him clear out of bounds on that hit.
1st and 10 Giants, though. They did get the first down. So 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining with Ben Davis up 29 to 15 over your Greyhounds.
The injured player is back on his feet, walking, so that's a good sign for Carmel.
It was John Rowland. Probably got the wind knocked out of him on that. As Carmel came up against a very good Ben Davis team, and hadn't been able to stop their running game. I formation, wide out right side, double tight end set. Phillips gives the ball to Scott. Scott up the middle. He's stopped by Hoagland. Close to the line of scrimmage. Penalty flags down. Pick up 2 on the play.
I keep on talking about penalties, but there's been 17 of them. A lot of penalties in this game.
Both these teams don't really like each other. Carmel's clapping. Ben Davis is walking backwards.
Call was holding against Ben Davis.
That still got to upset your coach when even though you're up 14 points late in the ball game, to hold on a play that you only pick up 2 yards.
And they've got a 110-yard penalty, and that's something the coach is going to look at next week.
So the ball's moved to the 22-yard line of the Greyhounds. The clock's ticking, 3:20 now remaining. Ben Davis to the line of scrimmage in an I. 1 wide out right side. Phillips gets set. Takes the snap. Takes stand up to Scott. Rolls out right side. Has plenty of time. Delivers the ball complete to Graham. Graham is knocked out of bounds at about the 10-yard line on that right side. The penalty flags down in the backfield.
We'll be interesting to see what the penalty is there. Carmel did a nice job of knocking him out of bounds, but against Ben Davis, they're obviously going to bring it back.
Illegal man downfield against Ben Davis.
So a huge penalty against Ben Davis for Carmel is going to bring him back and negate that first down.
So Ben Davis gets pushed back. We are now at the 3-minute mark left in the ball game. 29-15 in favor of Ben Davis. Ben Davis has had a long, sustained drive.
It will be first down for Ben Davis at Carmel's 27-yard line.
And you said first and 20 now, facing Ben Davis. Ben Davis, main enemy is that clock as it keeps on rolling past the 3-minute mark. They break their huddle. Scott, the lone man in the backfield. 4 wideouts. Make that 3 wideouts in a slot back right side. Phillips hands the ball to Scott. Scott up the middle. He's hit by Joe Kohler just as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Pickup of 1. Now under 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Carmel wants a timeout. And Carmel calls the timeout. So with this timeout, we'll take a 60-second booster break. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: Bruce J. Hopkins, M.D., Steve and Robin Hoagland, Jim and Sally Hubbard, Tim and Linda Carlson, Rosie and Don Siegel, Carmel Bookkeeping and Tax Service, Carmel Ice Stadium, Tom, Barbara, Todd, Tyler, and Travis Cartmel, Steve and Susie Cash, John and Beatrice Cassis, J.H. and Kyung H. Choi, Eric and Betty Clark, Michael Clater and Deborah Winchester, Dr. and Mrs. Robert E. Clutter, Donald, Diana, Kim, and Kevin Cochran, Stephen and Nancy Collison. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, please send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032. And your name will be added to the list.
Hello, this is Kevin Rust alongside Derek Hardy. We've been bringing you tonight's matchup between the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants and the number 3-ranked Carmel Greyhounds. Ben Davis has a commanding lead with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game. They are 29-15. And they have possession of the ball at Carmel's 26-yard line. Come to the line of scrimmage with 2 wideouts on the one right side and a slot back. Scott, the only man in the backfield. They throw a flat pass to Graham. Graham at the 25. Makes a spin move, breaks 3 tackles, now breaks 4 tackles. Run backwards to the 30 before Anna Kettigard takes the back of his shoulder pass and throws him down at the 35-yard line.
And there's another flag on the field.
Eric Kettigard's clapping, but we'll see what they call. Dead ball foul against Ben Davis. That's going to be I'm not quite sure what that call was, to tell you the truth. I didn't see that. There it is. I don't think that was a personal foul. Although it looks like they're watching it off. It was an odd signal. Brings Ben Davis back to Carmel's 49-yard line. At any rate, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Carmel needs 2 touchdowns. As Ben Davis has controlled this football nearly the whole fourth quarter.
You're right to have. They got it at the 8:33 mark, and it's 2 minutes and 26 seconds left to go now.
Can't ask for a much better job of ball control out of Darren Phillips, Ben Davis' senior quarterback. And there's official time on the field now as they're getting everything squared away. Ben Davis is at the line of scrimmage in an eye, with 2 wideouts on the right side. That's still a dead ball. Officials have, now they give him the official word to go ahead and play. So Ben Davis is Darren Phillips up to the line of scrimmage. Looks around, he's letting that play clock wind down. He's staring directly at it. Now he turns around, gets under center. Takes the snap, pitches right to Scott. Scott's going to give it to Graham on a reverse. Graham at the 45, 50, 40, 45, 40, 35, ridden out of bounds by Chad Whitlock at the 157 mark. That was a 3rd down and 46, by the way.
That's the second time we've seen reverse by Ben Davis in this game. That time it went for 11 yards.
Like I said, a minute 57 remaining in the ball game. 4th down and 32. As Carmel needs 2 touchdowns. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, though, with Ben Davis controlling the ball the whole 4th quarter. They sent 2 wideouts right side. Scott's the lone man in the backfield. Double tight end set. Phillips gets set, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Scott. He's under some pressure, throws the ball right side. Here's his throw. Graham catches the ball for 15, 10, makes a little move, gets down to the 5-yard line, ridden out at the 4-yard line. That took another 10 seconds off the clock, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
Excellent catch by Graham. He was leaping in the air to make that catch. But he did come up short 1st down. Good job by Carmel's DBs in stopping him short. So Carmel will get the ball back with a minute 46, trailing 14 points to Ben Davis. They need to get a quick score and an onside kick if they were to come back.
They're on the 4-yard line. Carmel, in an ideal situation, throw 2 passes, get in the end zone, recover the onside kick, and maybe throw a couple more passes and get in the end zone and tie this thing up. But it looks pretty bleak here for the Greyhounds as they come to the line of scrimmage with Sarah out left side. Split formation, double tight end set. Meets back to pass in his own end zone, throws to Whaling, who's in his own end zone as well. That's going... They're not going to call that ball a safe. They're not going to call that a safety. Whaling was tackled 2 yards deep in his end zone, and they're putting the ball on the 1-inch line, if you will.
It's really irrelevant with Ben Davis up by 14 points. The 2 points isn't going to be that much different.
But Ben Davis fans aren't happy. Those of them that are still here, the Carmel fans begin filtering out. As Trissler comes into the ball game. They break their huddle. Sarah left side, Trissler right side. I formation. Everyone's lined up in the backfield. They fake the pull. Meek gets rid of the ball, throwing to Sarah down the left side. The ball is almost picked off by French. French was the closest man to that ball as Meek almost stepped out of bounds.
He took a diving shot at it. When he hit the ground, it jarred it. Or else he probably would have had that one. As there have been 5 interceptions this game and 7 total turnovers.
As some of the news people better be careful down there. They're right by that goal line as they almost got hit in that last play. As Carmel sends in 4 wideouts, Feldman, Baird, Sarah, and Trissler. 54 seconds now remaining in the ball game. As Carmel comes to the line of scrimmage with 4 wideouts, William the only man in the backfield. Then Davis, defensive line, wants a safety real bad. Meek throws left side of Trissler. Trissler catches it to 10, makes the move up to the 12-yard line, and he's driven back to the 10. The clock continues to run with 45 seconds. As Carmel's going to call a timeout with 41.8 seconds left. With that timeout, we'll take a 60-second timeout. That's 60 seconds on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: George and Perla Alvarez, the American Legion Post, number 155 in Carmel, Gail and Phyllis Anderson, Tom and Yvonne Ordiolo, B&L Packaging Incorporated, Doug and Kathy Bachman, Stephen and Susan Backer, Jack and Isla Badger, Mike, Susan, David, and Dan Baker, Mike, Nancy, Christopher, and Sarah Baldwin, Vaughn and Jean Ballou, Dr. and Mrs. John R. Barber, Bill and Peggy Barnaclough, the Barris family, Steve, Betsy, and Kyle Bartlett, Marge, Ted, Rob, and John Bartley, Bob and Ruth Fatrial, Jim and Judy Bowerly and family. If you would like to be a Greyhound Booster, send your check for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to the list.
Hello, this is Kevin Russ alongside Derek Harding, bringing you the final 41.8 seconds of play The Greyhounds have the ball on the 12-yard line. It's 4th down and 3. They come to the line of scrimmage with 4 wide out. They are down by 14 points to the Ben Davis Giants. As Carmel threw from their 1-inch line, literally. Nick drops back to pass, looks left, throws left to Sarah. Sarah catches it at the 30 in the middle of the field, drops down at the 34, 36.4 seconds remaining. The clock stops to move the chains. As it's 1st and 10.
That was a 23-yard pass completion for Carmel. They now have 139 yards passing.
2 wideouts right side, another one left side. Play clock starts rolling. Meek takes the snap, throws it into the ground, but on a ball that Meek was just going to spike, Carmel managed to jump off sides. So they'll move him back. 3 seconds went off the play clock, but they'll rule that come down. Surprise, surprise, as Arian Keating gets into it with one of Ben Davis's players. That's Kyle Moffitt, who, as I've said, has been all over the field.
That's the 8th turnover of the game for both teams. The 3rd interception for Ben Davis. Carmel also has 3 interceptions. And
that was I'll do it pretty much officially now. 21.1 seconds left. Ben Davis with the ball on Carmel's 30-yard line. Hopefully Ben Davis will just come out here and take a knee.
so Carmel fortunately loses this one. This is a tough one to lose. But they look ahead to Lafayette Harrison next week at home in a sectional.
Well, and I think it's good that they put this game. They know what they're going to do. The only problem is their star running back, Dwayne Hogan, didn't play a single snap today, and that's got to be a concern should they face them again. But it's playoff time, I guess, after this game, and just take one game at a time. Whatever you did in the regular season doesn't really matter. Ben Davis will win the inaugural MIC championship.
And you got to give a lot of credit, as you said, to Shelby and the offensive line of Ben Davis, accounting for 305 yards tonight, despite their star running back Hogan.
Shelby did an excellent job stepping up, for, as I said, the injured Dwayne Hogan. He hurt himself defeating the Penn team. There was a lot of rumors that I heard circulated through newspapers and stuff throughout central Indiana that Penn maybe wasn't that good, and that Ben Davis beat a lesser of a Penn team that they've had in the past 4 or 5 years. But I think this Ben Davis team is just that good, and they deserve all the credit they should get, and probably deserve a #1 ranking.
Both teams will finish the season 7-1, but as you said, Ben Davis is coming away with the inaugural MIC championship.
So there seems to be some confusion on the field. The officials have been talking about this for a good time. Both teams have just remained huddled up. I'm not sure what the discussion is about. 21.1 seconds left. The ball is actually going to be placed on Carmel's 37-yard line. And now they bring it back. There's all those penalties going on as that occurred so long ago. I'd forgotten a personal foul there on Moffitt. So that brought it back to the 48-yard line of Ben Davis. But, of course, that's really irrelevant. It just shows you how much these two teams really don't like each other. There's been a lot of personal fouls this ball game.
It is an intense rivalry between these two teams, and it always is.
There's no love lost here as they're moving them back even more. Apparently Moffitt might have mouthed off, rather, to one of the officials. So they're pushing him now back to the 33-yard line. So they went from Carmel's 35 to their 33.
One of the bright spots for Carmel, they did pass for 139 yards in the ball game.
Unfortunately, out of necessity.
Yeah, they really couldn't get the running game started, and Ben Davis was able to get the running game started. I think Ben Davis won it up front tonight.
That's usually where the game is won, in the trenches. And Ben Davis prevailed tonight as long as 21.1 seconds, I think, in high school play.
Phillips was 5 for 15. The Davis had 60 passing yards. Carmel's Meek was 7 for 17. For they put 139 passing yards.
This is the first game we've seen Carmel starters stay in the whole game. Usually they've won by such large numbers that they're able to start putting some subs in. But unfortunately, they had to remain in today to try to claw their way back from an early first-half deficit, and Ben Davis was just too strong for them tonight.
You mentioned the deficits Carmel's won by. They beat North Central 20-14, Huntington North 26-17, Noblesville 33-21, Warren Central in overtime 10-7, Muncie South 57-0, Connersville 64-6, Jay County 56-12. And then losing tonight to Ben Davis, Carmel will finish the season 7-1, an excellent record going into the playoffs against Lafayette Harrison.
Well, they finally get this squared away. Coach Jim Belden had to go all the way to the other Ben Davis sideline to talk to officials and see what the heck they were doing. As now Ben Davis comes to the line. They're in the victory formation. As he takes the knee, so that'll do it here from Carmel Stadium. Your Greyhounds are defeated by the score of 29-15. They put up a valiant effort, so they just couldn't quite take on those Ben Davis Giants. So that'll do it here from Carmel. For Derek Harding, this is Kevin Rust. We're going to send it back to the station for all the best music.